Hail, hail, weary travelers, and welcome to another beautiful episode of Arcanarama. I'm Cameron Holt, I'll be your Dungeon Master for the evening. I'm joined as always by the effervescent Arcana crew. Build harmony with me as I point at you, Arcana crew. This is not harmony, you're all singing the same note as me. Beautiful, thank you. Well done.
I got into pack mentality. I just wanted to sing the same note as you.
Robbie, did that blow up?
Yeah, well.
Robbie's poor little ears.
Sorry, Robbie. Sorry, everyone at home.
I thought you heard with your eyes.
Yeah, the back doors to the soul.
Are you saying you lied to us? Before we begin, we have a few announcements to get through before we start. So I'm going to throw it over to Tay-Tay's Crazy Corner to talk about our sponsors.
Crazy.
Take it away.
Sponsors! Who needs them? We do.
Us.
We have some great sponsors. We have the Gilded Rogue. It's one of our favorites. It's great. You should click on the link in our About section and check out all of their wares.
I want the new shirt.
Yeah, there's the new shirt. That's Time for Crime or something of that nature.
It's
It's like a
crime,
little
and it's
dagger.
I
like
love
a candle
crime.
and a dagger.
Yeah.
Hell
It's so rad, and I don't know if there's still a discount code. That sounds like my job. But if there is, it's right there at the top of the website. And if you order anything, their partnership with a certain foundation will plant a tree if you purchase something. So go buy a forest of merch.
Taylor, is there any way that they can access that website via our Twitch page?
Oh yeah, you better fucking believe it, Sam.
Okay.
There's a link in our About section, as well as our website has a link directly to that website. Yeah. Our other sponsor this week and most other weeks is More Fun Comics and Games, our local comic book and nerd shop
I know
that we adore so much. Thank you, Tim, and to all of the staff that remind us how wonderful you are. Look at this shit. This is some shit you can win. Both of them tonight. Two separate prizes.
What?
Yeah, both the Wild Beyond the Witchlight and the Icons of the Realm Snowbound. This one's heavy. I want you to know this one's a bit heavier than the others.
Ooh.
She thick.
Means there's a big war.
And you can learn how to win that if you're a follower from Cam here in a bit. Yeah, that's the sponsors for this week, right? Yeah, that's all.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Oh, and Kitty's Scratch Kitchen. She makes baked goods, but you can't have them unless you're really close to our house.
One day.
Our tavern.
Our tavern.
Speaking of Kitty, what kind of merch we do and where find it be?
Merchandise.
What?
Okay? There's shirts. And guess what? Now there's more than just shirts, y'all. Okay,
shit.
So you can go to the About section. And my brain.
Oh shit, I forgot to add the ADHD tag.
Yeah.
Which I've decided we probably need.
While I was talking, I read it and then I couldn't talk anymore. We have merch, so you can go to the About section and click on the merch tab. You can also go to our brand new, fresh, and flashy website, arcanaramashow.com, and there is a whole shop that has like coffee mugs and yoga pants. And fucking...
You can put on those yogurt pants.
Yeah, more shirts.
I eat my yogurt in these.
Our stickers are finally available. You can purchase them from there. And, but there's also a bunch of other fun stuff on there. Like, we have bios, and our main, this campaign, characters have bios, and we have, our sponsors are all listed on there. But mostly the shop, though. You should go to the shop.
Go to the...
That's arcanaramashow.com. And you can use the code WEARY22 for what?
For 15% off of your purchase.
15% off of your purchase.
Until I
learned.
remember to take it away.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. So there's that. Is there also a link to Fantasy Forge on the website?
Yeah.
There is.
There's also a link to Fantasy Forge on the website where you can purchase dice. So that's merchandise.
Hell yeah. Merch and dice. Thanks, Kitty.
Yeah.
Here to tell us about what we've got going on this week, as well as where you can find us on social media. Sam, take it away.
Hello. Tomorrow is our Convorama. We talk about this show and our lives and our other shows and those lives. And it will be at 7 p.m. I don't remember who's hosting or if we have determined Miranda's
It's
there,
Miranda.
which means we'll be behaved for once.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe.
on that note, we watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, sorry. Shit. Sorry. Oh my god. I am so sorry.
We did.
I am so sorry. My bad. I'm bad. Oh my god.
I was not expecting that response.
I'm sorry.
I'm dizzy.
I am so sorry.
No, it's fine. I just won't
sorry.
watch anime ever again.
I think that's your sign to watch every anime.
Yeah.
Are you done? Are you done?
Yeah, we did it.
Okay. I need to talk.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
do
We'll do it tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
Point,
Speaking
yeah.
of, there's a channel.
Okay.
We're talking
In our
about it.
Discord, there's a link in our about section. There's a link to our Discord. You can
my
talk about
God.
anime there,
Post
but
memes in
please,
there
if you're
now.
gonna talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, do it from a safe distance.
I've been waiting so long.
Okay,
I'll
what
find
were
those
we
memes
were
later.
talking about our Convorama. Our Convorama is tomorrow at 7 p.m. That is April 10th. Miranda is hosting. We'll probably talk about anime. We have a very special giveaway from our longtime viewer, Dark Phoenix Born. Some of their art and examples will be going up on our social medias tomorrow. By the way, those are at our Arcanarama show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And you two need to be separated.
There's something in my eye.
He said there was something in his eye and I said, you want some bread?
Our TikTok is at Arcanarama.
Call back to the Tough Crit crew.
I'm gonna start fighting.
There's
Chaos
eye
hours.
drops.
Chaos hours. Chaos hours.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m. is Chaos.
Mustache
Hours.
means I can't blow into my eyes.
No.
On Monday is a mini arc. That's at 7 p.m. We're doing Overdark. On Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time is Art Panorama, where Cameron will draw art. Of what? I don't know.
I have some ideas.
Nudes.
Send some requests. Twitch guidelines.
Nudes.
Noodles.
Just replace all
Different types
the
of
all the
noodles.
wieners with hot dogs, and
Snakes.
it'll be fine.
Snakes only. Turns out every character is a yuan T.
Yeah, let's
Guess
push
where the snake
Let's
is.
push the Twitch boundaries. If you replace every dick with a hot dog,
If you put a bun on it, it's fine.
On Wednesdays at 9 p.m. It's Arcadarama. Right now, Stream Daddy is playing Dream Daddy. That's an experience.
with apparently our Arcanarama, which is something that was said earlier.
Really?
That one did it. Yeah.
I would put the things together when I was making the title.
And sometimes
I'll be your mom.
featuring.
I'm there sometimes too.
Did you forget his name?
I'm
just a
trying
baby.
to think of what his family relation is in this situation.
Oh, that's
We'll get
fair.
there.
Yeah.
Uncle Rama.
That's all the stuff that's happening. If you didn't catch any of it, go to the About section.
Is there a link in our About section to our website?
Yeah.
And there's a link
Fuck yeah,
to
there
There is,
everything.
yeah.
You can go
I
there.
took off the little orange blocks. From
The only reason I have this segment is because I like to talk. You can find everything in the About section.
You gotta get yourself a crazy corner.
Girl, what do you think my section is?
We just love you.
Yeah.
You're a
We do
fan
need-
favorite.
We do need a vibe check if what we've just done wasn't one.
Chaos hours, chaos hours, chaos.
So yeah, we are
hours.
doing 2 giveaways of the more fun mini mystery boxes. So stay tuned for your double chances.
Double
to win.
chance.
And we'll take it to the chat to see which one you win first.
Oh yeah, let us know. Let us know which one you want to see first, Snowbound or The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Yeah, I can keep eyes on that.
Save the heavy one for a second.
But before we begin, let's start over to Miranda for a quick vibe check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Hi. Just a couple things I want to ask first. You said because you have a mustache, you can't blow into your. Were you blowing into your own eye before?
Yeah, if you like pull the lid out and you blow up,
Yeah.
it can like get the stuff out. It's like a little. But my mustache fully stops the air from going that direction.
Baleen.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
No, I've always just
change up the
required
part.
a third party.
Do a side part.
Side part mustache.
Oh God.
I'm gonna roll all of my dice, and whichever one rolls the highest is the one I'm gonna use for my vibe check.
Yeah. That sounds
Okay.
like a standard
They've
white guy
got-
vibe.
Yeah.
They've gotta work for it. Man.
Oh, that one's metal.
It is
Fucking
metal.
sick.
And
And
the
rainbow.
small boy that matched.
Of course, it has to be.
The black one?
Nat 20 from my etch plane dice, yeah. Let's see what the
Well.
actual roll is.
14, Miranda.
14.
Ooh.
You got
Oh yeah. Hey, how are your vibes? How are your vibes at home? Like, oh my god,
Oh, you can roll
how
in the
has your
chat.
week been? We haven't been together for like 2 weeks, so like this is probably gonna be chaos hours because we miss each other.
Ooh,
Yeah, we get excited.
getting some low vibe checks in the chat, unfortunately.
I was
Yeah.
about to check, but no, I don't
Oh, I
want
should
to.
have
Got a 13. 13 for Butterfly,
Can I
4
have
for
a plus
Roaststone,
because
5
my
for
hood
11-day-old
is 8
Kobold.
years?
Yikes.
Absolutely.
I rolled a
See if my
natural.
chat
More.
vibe check is any better than my other one.
Yes,
I rolled a
yeah,
natural
plus
18.
13.
Okay,
Sick.
I got a +2 because my hood is kitty ears, so I rolled an 18.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I got a
I'll roll
4.
for the channel in the chat.
My hair.
Oh, did you cut it
No, I just had to fix it.
Hey, Arcanarama, the channel's vibe check is a 19.
again? Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's good.
We're gonna be okay.
What'd you
Hell
get,
yeah,
Kitty?
dude.
14.
Sick.
Yeah. Anything over 10.
Did we
I'm happy
match?
with them.
Hey,
Yeah.
before we
Wow.
jump away, I just want you to know that you've ruined other dice for me because I can't find the 20. I'm looking for double Fs.
You're welcome.
Instead.
If you
All
want to
the
have a
time.
problem just like that, you can go over to the Fantasy Forge Dice Etsy page. I made them myself.
One man's
With his
problem is
little
another man's
fingers.
paycheck.
On that note,
God, that's really true. I didn't mean it for
I think it's time for us to discover the Mistwalker's next move in tonight's episode of Arcanarama. Previously on Arcanarama, the Mistwalkers received word that Roscoe Sampson's condition took a turn for the worse in the night. During his operation, Aurora noticed that Dean Calandria, who was performing the treatment on Roscoe, stealthily left out certain ingredients while mixing a healing concoction. After being told this, along with the other suspicions of Calandria's ill deeds concerning the Duvet family's disappearance, Dean Valdwin realized that Calandria was concocting not a healing treatment, but a deadly poison. Our heroes, along with Dean Valdwin, decided to act quickly and confront Calandria before she could kill Samson. Surprising everyone, the cat on Calandria's shoulder transformed, revealing itself to be the night hag that's been plaguing Sylas's dreams. With a smirk, she used the plane shift spell on herself and Calandria to escape capture. As Dean Valdwin took over the treatment of Roscoe Sampson, the party returned to his office with me, Professor Tippin Virgalore, to restore my memories. I recalled Calandria, my ex-wife, striking a deal with the hag in order to further her own career, but was caught eavesdropping and had my mind altered to forget what I had heard. After stabilizing Roscoe Sampson, Dean Valdwin agreed to aid the Mistwalkers in their fight against the hag in the coming days. Using the mirror of the past, Aurora discovered that many of her memories don't appear to have happened the way that she remembers them. Together, she and Sylas realized that this too was the work of the Night Hag. Finally, Sylas took his opportunity to adorn the Circlet of Greater Restoration and fully recovered his lost memories. With the past now more clearly in view, what does the future hold for the Mistwalkers? Where will they head next in their travels to prepare for the coming war with the Silver Stake? What is the mysterious Night Hag's endgame? Find out right now on Arcanarama.
Party.
Welcome back. We pick up right where we left off. You all find yourselves within the cozy hardwood office of Valdwin, the Dean of the Vane at Wiltbloom College of Magic. As you begin preparing yourselves to be teleported to Korcathmyth, or wherever you may choose to go, Sylas sits with what is possibly the least blank expression of any that you've ever seen on his face. The Circlet of Restoration still atop his crown. What would you all like to do?
Well, are you all... Are you all right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. What are we doing? What's the plan?
I mean, do you want to talk about it, or...
May I?
Right, yes.
Dean Valdwin removes the circlet and places it back in his desk.
We have more pressing issues than that.
Alright, well... Should we go to Korcathmyth and see if we can find anything out at the old duvet place and maybe find some silver stake to ruthlessly murder in the streets or whatnot?
That sounds perfect, kid.
I have one quick question. Is this the same night we haven't gone to sleep?
I don't think you have.
Then I am absolutely hammered still.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any other plans. But can I get like a little bitty nap first? Just like a tiny one. I can like sleep in like the carriage on our way to Korcathmyth.
I don't think we'll be taking a carriage, but...
Are we walking? Are we hiking it?
No, Valdwin here was gonna sort of make an instantaneous bit about it, but we could... Valdwin, if you don't mind, could we perhaps get a night's rest and come back here?
Of course. Yes, this is acceptable. You know how to find your way to my office, as long as you can find someone to let you through the portal into the pocket dimension.
Yes.
Someone will find their way into your portal.
All right. Well, I guess...
It was a solid, like, 3 out
No,
of
it was
10
good.
joke.
It was good.
And I feel like it was worth a chuckle, but, like, if you guys didn't want me to lighten the mood, we can talk about Korcathmyth a little bit more.
Maybe we should head to the conference room.
Yeah, we can.
Ooh.
Are we allowed in? That was part of our library pass.
It has expired, but do you mean you've been sleeping in the conference room?
Of course
What? No.
We just like it there.
We study all night, and that
It's
helps
really
us get our rest.
Comfy?
I mean, maybe one time we fell asleep, and then someone said, "Oh, you should go off to a normal place."
Everybody
to
make
sleep."
deception checks.
I said nothing.
Yeah, everyone who spoke with disadvantage mishammered for the first time.
All at disadvantage? Okay.
The drunk
Just
one.
Aurora. 21?
22.
22.
14.
Okay.
It's still gonna be dope.
18.
Right. I can give you another pass to the library if you have some more studying that you'd like to get done.
Alternately, do you know where we could get a bed? Preferably for free.
Yeah, when we're done studying.
There aren't any. There are no places that offer lodging on the campus grounds, aside from the dormitories, but the rooms there are predetermined. However, if you...
We could also just bunk down here. You said this place was pretty safe from fey beings who might be hunting people like our friend here.
Yes, it is lead lined, so anyone who's trying to view you through any means such as scrying or really any magical means would be unable to find your exact location.
Well,
However, if anyone is trying to look for you, they would also be aware that you are hidden. Most likely.
well, if you wouldn't find it to be too much trouble, we could just sleep here.
I'm already laying on a couch
Yes,
or
of course.
reclined
Of
surface
course, please make yourselves comfortable.
table.
Thank you very much.
I myself have some much-needed rest to catch up on, so please make yourselves comfortable. The furs of the displacer beast are quite soft, if I do say so myself. And as he says this, he kind of like places his hands up, and a coffin opens behind him, and he just kind of like slides and glides, and it slams on him.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put a trash can next to Aurora wherever
elf
it is that
specific
she
thing.
dropped down.
Yeah, for sure. Good call.
Is there a desk in here?
Yes.
Okay. I would
Exquisite mahogany desk.
like to push anything that looks non-breakable off, and then just sort of roll out my bedroll on the desk and call it
Perfect.
there.
Wonderful. So, as you all gear up for the night, and
Ruin a man's office.
You find your rest. No need for watches. You're in probably one of the hardest to breach places in at least Kavora, or at least, sorry, God, where are we? Kalima. Why did I do this to myself? Everything starts with K.
It's for you. Well, I didn't describe where I was sleeping. I'm going to crawl on all fours to the front of the coffin and then do a couple circles and kind of knead the ground.
You do have a cape of wild shape, so it's fully within your right.
Yeah, that's over in the other part of the room. I'm just kind of crawling around. It's canon if you want it to be.
So, you all can take a long rest and restore any hit points or...
Become undrunk.
Yeah, key points, restore yourselves. And you all awaken the next day? Who knows? It's constantly daylight here. Let me do a quick... Okay, yeah. You all awaken feeling rested, finding yourself still within the office. It appears at some point in the night, at some point during your rest, the dean found his and exited. Also worth noting, I think you're a half drow, correct, Aurora? Mm-hmm. I believe Rabbit only has to meditate for about 4 hours. So if there's anything you'd like to do in the 4 hours while you're waiting for the rest of your companions to awaken.
Okay, yeah, I would like to just, while they're sleeping, I'm evaluating them. Who here looks the easiest to kill? I have my reasons.
Make an insight check.
Great.
Just like sleep.
16. No, when they're awake, who's easiest to kill? But like,
If someone is resisting. Sylas is hardy.
great.
Hardy and sturdy, and you fought Sylas before, so
Yeah.
you know that he can handle himself. Wouldn't be an easy takedown.
This is a rough thing you've asked to do. Hey, who's the weakest?
Who's the bitch in the group?
Yeah. Can I have
Cholula,
everyone but Miranda at the table? Like, there's no safe way to do this.
Cholula doesn't seem particularly strong, but based on what you've seen her do, she knows how to exploit her foe's her enemies' weaknesses. My brain is just somewhere else today.
That's good. You don't have anything.
The
to
foe of your enemy is your enemy.
The foe of my enemies is my villain.
do. Who is close?
So it would take less time probably to take Cholula out, but she'd probably get some very tough. God, what's happening to me?
You're good, man.
She would probably get some good hits off on you. Aurora seems to be physically the least capable. Grip it and rip it. Off to a great start. It's been a long 2 weeks.
A lot has happened to us.
Fuck yeah, dude.
However, you also have seen Aurora summon lightning bolts from nothing. So, really, in their own ways, everyone here is formidable, and you probably wouldn't want to go one-on-one with any of them. But if you had to pick, probably Aurora.
Okay.
Based on your fighting style, going up against someone.
I was trying to remember, like, in fights that we've had previously, who's looking the shittiest the fastest, and I can't off the top of my head. I think it was Cholula, unfortunately.
Yeah, none of you
Depends on
really...
the fight.
Really?
Depends on how close we get.
I'm thinking since
you know?
Rabbit's been here.
Yeah, nobody's been in
Yeah.
really a tight spot yet.
Yeah, not in a while.
Okay.
We've kind of avoided the.
I think it got pretty close with Cholula during the... I mean, honestly, you were the one closest to death during the fight with
Yeah, me aside.
Rashka. But second
come
to you
across a
probably Cholula, but she had also entered that circle
Yeah.
for quite some time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you for the analysis.
Of course.
Who's your favorite?
You're all my favorites.
Oh, that's not true. It's Not me.
So you all awaken feeling rested. The strange sensation like you've been watched.
Not really.
Except for you, Rabbit.
Not really strange.
Yeah. A few minutes pass, and the dean returns.
I'm doing my morning
Sorry, I just had
workouts.
some morning classes that I had to take care of. Korcathmyth, was it?
Yes.
Wonderful. I am very familiar with Korcathmyth. However, I do not have a permanent circle of teleportation there. So I can send you to Korcathmyth, but I don't know 100% with 100% certainty that you will arrive exactly where I send you. You may be just in the vicinity. But again,
So if I give you like an address.
if I am familiar with the address or the area, I could aim to send you there. But without having perhaps an object from that area, there's no 100% guaranteed safety. I'd say there's probably a 5% chance that things could go horribly wrong. 25% chance that they would you'd be in a similar area,
Right.
Anytime anyone mentions...
and about a 75% chance of pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah. Anytime anyone mentions any kind of percentages, they always mention 5. Is that odd?
What do you mean?
The last time someone said, oh, this isn't going to go as well. A 5% chance it's not going to go well. Is there any particular reason for that?
I'm trying to find. I don't know if I ever wrote it down. The actual address.
It is number 6 Covea Trail.
Number 6. I always expect it to be more numbers than that. So I'm going to tell him that. And then the recipe that What's-His-Face gave me that was from my mom, did that seem like something that she gave him as a gift or something that they like? That's not something that they wrote there together because it's just for a pie. It's not like a magical pie.
Correct. I would say that most likely that was a personal recipe of Melisandre's that she had in her own collection.
So, okay, I'll
Was it-
pull that out. And she may have written this from home, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if that'll help.
Right. I'd rather not unless we can be 100% certain, because if it is something that is connected to a different location, that could throw things off a little bit more.
That's fair.
It would be kind of viewed as a false description. Like if I were to try and send you somewhere that I was not familiar with, and if someone lied to me about the aspects of this place, things would almost certainly go wrong. So,
That's fair.
is this a risk that you're willing to take? It wouldn't be anything deadly, I don't think, but you might take a bit of damage if, again, 5% chance.
We'll just go with the address, and as long as we're in the area, then we can find our way. We've been to Korcathmyth before.
Wonderful. Well, if you all don't mind joining hands, and those of you on the end of the arc wouldn't mind just grabbing my coattails, I shall send you on your way. Gets his coat out to Rabbit and Sylas.
It's a good material.
Yes, the finest silks. And as he says this, he kind of brings his hands out and like levitates off of the floor, his eyes glowing bright silver. The room seems to darken, even outdoor seems to darken around you as he has this low chanting of his verbal components to the spell. And suddenly in a flash, each of you are seemingly compressed. Everything goes cold and you find yourselves in this dark void, and you're tense and tight,
I'm sick.
which lasts for a split second. Do you guys want me to roll a d100, or will one of you like to do it?
You do it.
We
You
tend
do
to roll low, so that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
It's
You
also
do it.
I'll do it in the open for you guys. I don't know if our audience will be able to see this.
it's also your dude.
You all definitely will.
We'll
Your
see.
spell, man. Fucking your spell, dude.
They're so warm.
That one's not cocked.
I'm gonna say this one is
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
18.
Oh,
That's
okay.
more than 5. We held hands until we knew.
Safety.
So what that means, he is very familiar, and 18 is in the percentile, still within a percentile that you would like to be in. So
Take it.
you arrive not at the entrance to Covea Trail, but you do arrive just outside of the Sunspot Parlor, you all find yourselves suddenly accosted by dense air that is thick and humid. It's a very strange sensation going from this pocket dimension that was very much climate controlled. Even being outside was like being inside, just with a small breeze. But going from that to this warm, tropical climate, everybody make a Constitution saving throw, because I don't think any of you have teleported before.
I've ridden the back of a dragon.
Oh.
You have? Not the same thing.
I've ridden the foot of a dragon.
Still close away, though. 15?
Son of a bitch.
15.
10.
11, 10,
14.
14. DC was 10. You're all fine. You feel a little bit queasy, especially Cholula. That kind of turns your stomach a little bit, but you muscle it down. You all straighten yourselves, catch some weird glances of people in the street who see you just appear, but then they remember where they are, and that's not that weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my old little kerchief and put my hair back up and get that shit off my neck. I can feel it.
Yeah. So you find yourself standing outside of the familiar Sunspot Parlor. What would you like to do?
Should we head straight there, or
We could
maybe
do that, or we could hop in here and ask our friend about that area, see how abandoned it really is, and maybe what's waiting for us there.
Sure, it's pretty abandoned, but we could ask. Could always go for a drink.
You looking for a little hair of the dog after your first night?
Oh, no. Well,
It's not actually dog's hair.
Could be.
oh, thank God.
Yeah. It's a 15-year-old dog's hair.
Oh, God. I mean, like, if it were, like, maybe a cat hair, I'd probably be able to, like, take it down. It's, like, thinner. It's smaller. Well, I mean, it's more... I just mean that, like, there was...
Of course.
We, like, silvered some weapons, and I didn't remember if it was Korcathmyth or if it was back at Lúgrív. I was just checking my book.
It was Lúgrív. We definitely have a pile of things there to do, but perhaps we can go there once we get this over with and kind of tidy up the rest of our business before we head to wherever we go.
Yeah,
We should go
snipping
back.
all the loose ends.
There's a certain blade that I left there.
Is it the one with that man? Because he is in jail somewhere.
That was cool.
Oh, no. I remember this
That was a
blade.
different one.
It was cool, and it was jagged and super sharp, and now it's silvered. So, like,
Right.
All the
one of my
damage it
knives was there as well.
So, for a drink.
Absolutely.
Just one.
I'll hold the door.
Stepping inside to the Sunspot Parlor, you're once again met with the lovely wooden interior, circular building with the netting that kind of drapes out from this circular halo in the center of the ceiling that's got a skylight of what you now know to be false sunlight that is pouring in at all times. And standing beneath it, behind the 360 bar, around the large cauldron of 15-year porridge, is the familiar vulpine figure of the Wild Hunt shifter, Gaddy Reynard. Well, hello again. Welcome. Have a seat.
Gaddy, how are you?
Lovely. How are all you doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. Would you mind if we get a pitcher to share between all of us, and I'd also like a scotch as well.
Of course.
I'll take a bowl of the porridge if it's still warm.
It's always warm.
You're right, it does kind of, when you say it like that, yeah.
It's
Like a knee-jerk reaction.
1 gold for a pitcher. Serve 6. We've got red wine or ale, your choice.
Pitcher of red wine.
It's equivalent to a bottle.
Right. Well, no.
Let's do it.
I
It's
think
a little bit more than a bottle, actually. Serve 6.
Right, I'm not
That's a
mad
better
about
deal.
the quantity. It's more about the breadth of it, right? Like it's meant to be.
Oh, it's been breathing.
it's about the breath.
Silas, are you
I'm
saying
Sylas.
you
I can't drink wine from a
ale?
pitcher.
I don't drink wine from a pitcher.
You could.
We'll go
I
with
could.
the ale.
Ale it is.
Yes, sorry. It's not
And one porridge?
semantics. It's-
I just think you're being picky.
One porridge and a scotch, please.
Actually, I think I should probably put something on my stomach too.
Perfect. 2 porridges and a pitcher of ale and a scotch all comes out to 1 gold and 5 silver.
We'll do 3 gold.
You got it?
Thank you kindly. Enjoy your meal. I'll be around the other side if you need anything.
Actually, I had some questions about Covea Trail.
Hey,
That's like
ignore the tabaxi.
that's like lightning, like the thunder happening after you say something, but it's just
The cat.
Covea Trail.
This is Korcathmyth,
Yeah,
which is Elven for City of Black Cats.
yeah.
Mating season or something.
It's always mating season if you're a humanoid. So, Covea Trail.
Yes. What? Can you tell me anything about it?
Abandoned road in the south of town. Southernmost portion, I should say. You might miss it if you aren't keeping an eye out, but it's not that hard to find. Still labeled as a street, though it's a bit overgrown.
And how long has it been abandoned?
Oh, better part of 20 years now, I'd say.
Did everyone just decide not to keep up the buildings, or what happened to the residents?
Oh, well, there's you wouldn't know it by the name of the town, but there's quite a bit of superstition in these parts. And some years ago, I don't remember if you told Gaddy the story of who you are or not.
I asked if they knew anything about the Duvet family, and he couldn't remember. He said it rung a bell, but they couldn't remember.
She, worth noting, Gaddy is a lady.
Okay.
Story of large family gone missing some years back, and rumors spread as rumors do, that demons or devils sprung up from the 9 hells or out of the abyss and came and carried the family away, whisked them away with them, and word quickly spread, and everyone became suspicious and superstitious, I should say, of the entire street. And not long thereafter, those who lived there either also went missing or packed up and left town. But they didn't take the time to sell their cabanas or put them on the market or anything, and eventually the entire street was just abandoned.
And there's no one there now? No squatters or...
Oh, I wager there's probably plenty of squatters. Free lodging like that, just sitting there. But if there are people squatting there, they haven't been keeping up the place, I'll say.
Right. Okay, well, thank you. That was very helpful.
Of course.
While we have ya,
Hi.
we're looking for a group of scoundrels, we'll call them.
Aye, plenty to be found in these parts.
Silver Stake, you know anything about them?
I do know a bit about them, actually. Cult, praising technology and science, and they worship some sort of deity that is a personification given to a fire or something of the like. I'm not incredibly knowledgeable. It's just you hear things, I don't know much about. I mean, I did hear the big news, obviously, of the bust that went down at the Sunspot, the Sovereign's. This is the Sunspot Tavern parlor. Good God. The Sun Sovereign's Ladle soup kitchen down the street. Heard there was a pretty major bust by the Kalima guards.
You know if any of them stuck around after that?
If they did, they didn't come in here.
Do they usually?
No. Not to my knowledge, at least, but apparently they were operating a little privately in these parts, from what I'm told. Had a couple of guards come in after they cleaned out the basement, covered in blood. Apparently it was quite a massacre.
Unrelated, do you know where we could get a bow around here?
A bow? Most people in these parts make their own. But perhaps in Cholula there might be some sort of fletcher.
Alright. Thank you, Gaddy.
Of course. Let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you.
She goes around to the other side to help some other customers that are currently seated at the bar.
So how do you think we should approach?
Carefully.
Scan the house. If there are squatters, what kind of squatters are they? You know, are they willing to defend what is now theirs?
I mean, there could be silver stake there, but you'd think they'd clean up a little. I guess not if they don't want to be found.
Right. Could do a scan of the house visual from the outside and then, you know, kind of regather and see what our plan is after that.
She said the whole street's a bit overgrown. Should we try and sort of stealthily make our way to the house and maybe try to get a look inside the other houses?
I don't think it would hurt.
It's number 6, so I don't imagine it's the first one you meet on the street.
Right.
No, we'll want good eyes on all the ones around it.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, someone knows that maybe the stake knows that the entire street is taken and they've taken up shop in each house and they have someone watching the front of the street, but that's just the worst case scenario.
I think if there were that many of them, most likely the town would know, right?
I mean, not from the way that they were describing it.
Yes, I
You
mean,
might
they were
miss it.
operating within the town without the town knowing, just in a basement underneath a working soup kitchen.
That's true.
But
We'll see.
as long as we just don't go walking in a line down the street with them all watching from the windows, even if it is just squatters, best not to make ourselves too known,
It's like
if
a
possible.
sunny day, overcast.
Sunny this day.
Okay.
Birds are chirping.
Mockingbirds, to be exact. Endlessly.
Texas
Texas!
Texas!
would be the state bird.
You know, if we wanted, we could send one of us out just as bait. Lure anybody out who's looking for people.
I'm pretty good at not being seen.
They're continuously looking for me, so.
I think
I
it
don't
might
feel good about it.
be best if we are going to split and do sort of a bait and catch sort of arrangement. We should do it in twos rather than sending one out there on their own.
Fair. How are we grouping?
I'll take the apostate.
And I'll take the one that'll kill everything for me.
I like it. Also, I've got something for you.
Oh, no.
I took it from the Dean Matt. He gave it to me
Okay.
willingly.
Okay.
I didn't swipe it.
I mean, like, if you took it, like, that's your business.
So,
Yeah, he's not here.
hello.
I take a bite of his porridge.
I hand her the ring of spell turning. So,
Your wisdom is +1.
Wisdom. Yes.
Right.
here's the thing for you all who do magic-y spell shit. When we take on this fairy in Rovengul, we might have some problems with all of that magic-y spell shit. So we might need to come up with some clever methods of you doing things. And that's
Fair.
step one.
Okay.
But we'll need to come up with some other things.
Where is this coming from?
What?
This information that you've...
We all know that.
Well,
Oh,
right.
that
Well, I mean, we
magic-
know it gets a little bit wild, but like you're kind of a shit in the library. What is this?
People have said it out loud instead of in books where you have to search for it.
Right.
Also, all of this place is a mess for magic.
What about magics that aren't really conventional, if you don't mind me saying?
I've rarely had trouble.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
I haven't been using magic for very long, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to keep from using it.
Try to avoid it.
Even though I would like to see what happens.
Is there anything that I've ever seen go wrong just living in Mistinor my whole life?
Probably.
Frozen lake lady. What are we
Whale
talking about?
Whale house.
Everybody's seen a whale in a tree. It's nothing new or special.
Go ahead and
Whale.
roll a d100.
Has anything gone wrong?
Ever.
63.
63.
Almost nice.
On a d20?
Oh, it was almost. I'm just that good at D&D. You said a D100, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I should roll 3.
3 D20s.
Yeah, and a d4.
Yeah, I was like, that's still on too.
That's a great roll.
Sorry, give me just a second.
That's my fireball damage.
She's got a +3, and she's got 3 20s.
That's fair.
These fucking birds, yo.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm a bird.
No, you're a man.
The secret come out.
Does
Bruno
Cameron
Mars
hold
is
his
gay?
bird?
Number 9.
Yeah, you once saw just a fellow traveler, not somebody that you were like traveling with, but someone on the road was starting up a campfire for themselves and doing so with the means that they knew best, which was snapping their fingers and making a fire appear. And the smoke that was coming off of the fire was thick, and instead of rising, it just kind of filled the area and just made this kind of thick cloud of fog-like smoke. You've seen shit like that all the time. That's one specific thing that comes to mind.
What I'm getting at is it's not always what you think should happen. Sometimes it's simple and nothing too terrible happens, and sometimes it hurts
What about
physically.
Him. And I motion to my shadow, who's probably on the ground,
Right.
just like waving sheepishly.
It is hard to get used to that, you know. Do I know, like, does my dragon breath usually work 100% of the time?
Typically, it's never not worked.
Okay, yeah. I think some things are fine, some things aren't.
You also haven't spent a whole lot of time in this.
I'm very bad at magic, is what I'm getting at. The people who are good at magic are sometimes bad at magic just because of where they happen to be on the astronomical plane of existence.
So
And
let's-
Rovengul
it's-
is the worst.
That's fine. Let's lower our. You're standing. I just want. You can sit.
I'm about to throw a beer at you. I don't know.
Maybe we spend a day on the shores, just kind of practicing, see what works, what doesn't. You know, like kind of
Yes.
innocently, if we can, see what. You know exactly how bad it can be.
I'm just wondering if perhaps those silvered weapons that you were talking about a moment ago might be useful to go and get before we head to Rovengul.
Right. I mean, I would like my blade back for sure.
Yes, and we still
I
need
think
to
I'm
tell
still on a
what's his
loner,
name that
right?
this guy is dead or
And-
whatever.
I think I took a loner.
You're
and they took
proficient
the
in
one
most
with the skull on it.
weaponry, correct?
Probably so.
Or just-
Honestly, anything small or melee, yeah. I mostly like the short swords and daggers. They are real pointy.
No, that's great. If you can stab, fantastic.
How are you with throwing? Yeah.
Well, I mean, my arms are for books, so
Your arms are for books. I've really never heard it put that way.
I just don't believe in the throwing.
Do you know how to use a
believe.
bow? Something ranged.
But we can work on it if it's something you'd like to do.
I could pick up a bow pretty easily.
Think it could be useful?
Okay. I can look into it.
Sure.
I got all the money from Alma, so I mean, I guess it wouldn't
I
be too
have
hard to get something either.
I mean, I have my bow, and I also have a crossbow, a light one. If
Yeah.
you want to borrow it.
That could work.
Which one would you prefer?
Crossbow, please.
Sure. I will give you my crossbow.
Oh my god.
They were really
Thank you.
God. feel like I can breathe now.
Get your refill on that pitcher.
I
If you
think
want
we'll
to
be
race, maybe.
heading out.
Yeah, we should leave.
Perfect.
We might come back later if we live.
Right, well, we've got room and food for those who need it and those who can pay.
One of them can.
I'll leave a gold on the counter.
Thank you kindly. Much appreciated.
All right. Super Secret Special Forces, dangling meat in front of a wolf.
So we'll go in first, right?
Quietly.
I can do that.
All right. As you make your way to the south of Korcathmyth, you eventually come across Covea Trail, which you easily could have missed if you hadn't been kind of given a direction and a description. Tucked away in the southern portion of town. The southern portion of town. The formerly dirt road appears to be traveled so infrequently that it's become overgrown with grass, bushes, saplings, well on their way to becoming healthy trees.
Thanks,
The tone-
Rogue.
The tone of Korcathmyth is very light. Most people going about their daily business are very chipper, and it's a pretty small town. They all kind of wave as people pass, even strangers. But the tone shifts as you travel down Covea Trail. If I could have the two of you make a stealth check. As the
Yeah,
first.
I was going to kind of kneel down and just kind of like pat my shadow. Just like, if you could just watch over her for a second.
Yeah, he gives you like a goofy high five at each of your pats.
Right. Okay. And that'll be pass without a trace.
Hell yeah. Add 10 to these rolls. As if you need it.
26.
It's a pretty low roll.
Yeah. I rolled a 5.
I got like a 5 and still coming out with a 26.
The plus 10 helps.
Well, yeah.
I'm an expert stealth.
That means that it was a 16.
Yeah.
Rad. So, very quietly, the two of you begin making your way down. Kind of winding through wisteria trees and crepe myrtles that give this strange beauty of all of these kind of blooming purple flowers, obscuring rundown shacks and cabanas that are just off of the road. How long are the two of you waiting to enter behind them?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm just loudly talking about weird things I've seen on my travels. Like, arm around her, just like, so then anyway, there was this massive fucking mountain and it was fine, and just on and on and on.
Aurora, are you keeping an eye out for the correct building?
Yeah. Oh,
Wonderful. Make a perception check. One of the two of you as well. Or rather, both of you.
Pretty. 22.
Not pretty.
no.
11.
3.
3. Wonderful.
I get very into the story about the mountain.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Fucking huge.
After about a half mile, Sylas, you notice a small, what probably once was kind of a drive and park for a carriage, is now fully overgrown with grass, but you can just make out the faint kind of siding that cordoned it off. And at the end, you see a small mailbox that says number 6. It's kind of tilted on its hinge, still open and empty. Behind which there's a 2-story cabin that's made from a reddish wood that's grayed from weathering. A small set of steps lead up to a creaky deck. There's a set of padded patio furniture that's mostly toppled and covered in years of leaves and dirt and various other detritus. Though the paint has chipped and faded, the red door still stands closed in its frame, just like Cholula remembers.
I'm just like standing, staring, like near the mailbox after I realize what it is and just staring at the house.
Yeah. You stand and stare for a moment before realizing that you hear Rabbit's voice pass and keep going behind you, continuing down the street.
Hey. And I was like, I'll see if I'll just look for my shadow. I don't know what he's doing.
Did you hear something?
No. So about that mountain, real tall or just like?
So tall, like it was
have
touching the
Is there a
sky.
rock
Did it have
nearby?
any caves?
Tons of them.
You
I'm
know, I
going to
didn't
throw one at
investigate, but I'd
You can
imagine it would be weird if there
Were
were
you
no caves.
Around
It seemed like a
Just
place
near
where
the
there'd be a
ground
lot
near
of
him.
caves.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I've always been really interested in caves. We once came across this little pond area, and it had this frozen underneath.
A rock lands nearby.
It was bigger than I wanted it to be. It's a rock that I threw at you.
I deflect missiles.
What the fuck is your problem?
I said, hey, the house is here.
We found it.
Yes, we did.
I'm gonna go up to the door and check to see if it's open.
Okay. Stepping forward, turning the door handle, it is locked.
I'm gonna go around back if that's okay. Just kind of look through windows as I can. You
Sure.
have your moment and things. So.
I'm gonna try to pick the lock with my little whisk time.
Hell yeah, go for it.
How close is the nearest home?
Maybe.
That's a 20, baby! Fuck!
Yeah.
Wow. That hurt.
Maybe 20 to 30 feet. It's a relatively spaced out neighborhood. The houses aren't kind of like right up on each other. They each have their own little section of land, or had, I should
Is there
say.
anything across the street?
Yeah, I was like, can I do like a quick scan of like
Yeah,
the home ground?
make some perception checks.
Okay,
I was gonna go around to the left and just check windows as I go.
Cholula, on a nat 20, you take your whisk tines that you use as your thieves' tools, and you're preparing to pick the lock before you pause for a moment and place a hand on the door frame to the right and push up. And you remember that your father, the master carpenter, installed this little slot that just slides up, and there is a spare key inside. Completely innocuous. No one would even know that it was there, and you know this for certain because the key is still sitting on its little hook just inside.
Nice. Sick.
Cannon. Nice.
I got a 15. Mostly I'm checking out across the street.
I got a 6.
Nice. It's hard to even make out any other buildings because this area it's essentially like standing in a forest of wisteria.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys are familiar with wisteria or crepe myrtles, but it's just like
It's the whole TWU golf course.
yeah, it's just flowers and leaves covering everything.
Dried vines.
Yeah.
Strong smell.
Yes, very strong. Keeps the demons away.
I'm a demon.
Damon.
Rabbits, you see a number of empty buildings. You don't see anyone peering out any windows, which is easier to see for you with your dark vision. You can just make out some kind of like grayed out interiors of certain buildings that all appear to be empty, and it is quiet and still aside from the chirping of tropical birds overhead. You see a couple of rainbow pheasants occasionally fly by.
Okay. I'm gonna hang out near the front door and just kind of keep watch.
Wonderful. Go ahead and make this will be a blanket perception check for the next couple of minutes or hours or however long you guys can.
24.
Fuck.
Rad. I'm going to make a note of that, actually.
The sharpest of eyes.
Also worth noting in my world, drow don't have sunlight sensitivity because that's fucking stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, don't pick this class because your entire game is above ground. Come on.
Also, drow and kobolds are the only ones that have any sort of like disadvantage to being picked, and I think that's stupid.
You said 26?
Damn here, right?
24.
But that's not official yet, is it?
Yeah, it's like, do they not have
think
the
it's
light
official.
sensitivity too?
Yeah. In the world of
No. Hold on. Where are we? I start patting my pockets.
in the world of Kavora, the drow have long since come up from the Underdark and mingle and coexist with the other races of the surface. So they have gotten over that generational sunlight sensitivity because they've spent enough generations on the surface at me.
Really do that. We need to.
We need the interaction on social media.
Yeah,
At Arcanarama Show, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
add us.
At Arcanarama on TikTok.
We have normal opinions.
Or come yell at us tomorrow during our Convo-Rama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we will give you our
Wuss.
normal
7
opinions.
p.m. Central Standard Time.
Wonderful. So, Rabbit, you take a position, keeping an eye out. Cholula looking inside. You kind of expected memories to come flooding back. But strangely, it's almost the opposite. You do recall certain aspects to the family home. You spent a lot of your time as a child playing outside. But looking inside, you're seeing everything from a different angle now than you would have as a child. It seems smaller than you remember. If you didn't know that this was where you grew up, if you were just passing by, you probably wouldn't even recognize it. Do you step inside?
Yeah.
As you enter, the inside of the home appears to be thoroughly ransacked. Furniture is toppled in certain areas. Some things are undisturbed, but there are layers of dust and dirt from the inside. You can hear birds chirping as well inside. You get the sense that there's probably some sort of structural damage somewhere, that things have kind of opened up to the elements.
It's like, why would fucking thieves lock the door back? Like, that seems the rudest.
It's a great question. How awful. However, it was also well known that Cholula's parents worked at the College of Magic in Colima, so it's not surprising to you that people would have come in and looted the place.
I'm gonna kind of lean out the door. And does anybody know how to do that thing where it sort of cleans up some stuff? I don't know what it's called.
No.
They call it a broom kitten.
I
No, it's a
sharp things.
spell.
I could make it worse. Or not here.
That's maybe not.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Could I have everyone who is checking out the interior make an investigation check?
11.
Staying outside?
Yeah, I'm still like rounding the building, looking through windows. Does that count as checking out the interior?
Looking through the windows of this building?
Yes.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I have not gone inside yet.
Okay.
I was gonna wait for a noise.
That's Roman numeral F
What?
times 2.
Oh my god.
Wow, you rolled a 250s?
250.
Is that what F is?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So no. That's how the Romans did it. What's it start with?
Because it was 50 in Latin.
Toga party, dude.
I don't know how words work. Or
I just tried to do math.
I will say, Sylas, you are absolutely certain after doing a quick double perimeter. You go around the building twice, looking through every window that you can, even getting a vantage point from certain trees in the area that you get you a look into the second floor. Your first time around the back, there is a massive hole in the building in the back of it. It looks almost like some sort of large blast happened here. There are bits of wood, pieces of the cabin itself that are strewn about the outer area. It looks like something inside blew outwards. On a natural 20, you're certain that there is no one in the building currently. However, you do get this kind of strange sinking feeling because everything that you've been told so far about this place and the stories about it are that the family went missing, and they were gone without a trace. There was no evidence, and it was kind of a case that went cold over time because there were no new leads. But you can clearly see on a natural 20, whatever blast happened here took place a long time ago, based on the amount of wear and weathering on the wood pieces and scraps that are scattered around. And you can see what I can really only describe as the stains of battle scattering this kind of back living room. You see kind of brownish stains on rugs and parts of the floor that have molded and eaten through different areas of the wood. There's definite signs of struggle here. Your training in the harbors has helped you to detect things like this, even if they happened years and years and years ago. You get the sense that any authorities that came through and checked this place out at the time should have seen this.
Yeah, I'll just be stooped looking at those.
An 11 for Cholula?
Mm-hmm.
You find the majority of the house is empty and ransacked. However, there are a number of spice jars that are still tucked neatly in kitchen cabinets,
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
labeled and organized nicely.
Those don't expire.
Yeah, I'll probably grab those.
I'm going to say make one more quick investigation check and
A
make this
crime
one.
scene investigation check.
I mean, technically, but make this one with advantage.
Okay.
Do I hear her moving through the house at all?
Yeah, I would say you see her silhouette passing by in a hallway.
You probably heard me ask about if anybody could do that prestidigitation.
Yeah, I was in a tree.
Well, I was in it.
Girl.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
How dirty is it? It's so dirty. Fucking gross. It's. I wish we could prestidigitate that.
Stepping through the place,
Nasty.
it's odd. The obvious things, foot lockers at the foot of beds and various chests are still open and completely empty. But the weird thing to you is that all of the picture frames in the house are empty. Not something that your typical burglar would have any interest in stealing.
That's upsetting.
And based on what you've been told about the disappearance, it's not like there were any surviving family members to inherit those things.
Yeah.
And eventually you enter the back living room, this kind of den area that is the host to the massive hole in the building.
And you kind of stand like I was hiding something, sort of.
And you get that same kind of vibe that some sort of large blast happened here. Maybe based on the charring, maybe some kind of fireball or maybe something else. But something definitely went down here.
Cholula, I think this is a little bit more of a cover-up than maybe we had anticipated.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that all the memories were modified?
I can't say from here.
Because, I mean, reports were made, so
Potentially falsely.
yes.
I noticed upstairs that, all the regular things have been run through and, stolen, but also the family photos. There are picture frames that are empty. What the hell? Dude.
People keep talking at me like that. Do I put off a dude kind of a vibe?
Well, yeah.
I don't mind. I never thought I had.
I think I might have more of a dude vibe than anyone.
Right.
But
I think whoever wanted this to not be looked into did a pretty good job. as far as
Yes.
the pictures and all like that. That seems more personal than just killing a bunch of people to get a better position.
Yes. And I know that it's the back of the house, but whatever did this would have made some sort of commotion. So there's also, any neighbors would have.
Is it broken or is it charred?
Both.
Okay, I didn't know if it was just broken wood or if there were like burned bits.
There are splinters and chars.
Huh.
Also worth noting, because I saw something in our Discord about it. Yes, there are a lot of gardeners who watch the show. I just wanted to clarify. I said wisteria and crepe myrtles, not that wisteria is crepe myrtle. Both of those types of plants exist here because they're both tropical plants.
This is the kind of fandom we have. Nitpicking us on gardening.
We were prepared to get called out on bad rules.
The worst.
Not our green thumbs.
Listen, I don't want to...
Piano. Just wanted to clarify that.
We still have the tires up a little bit. We should take a photo of that before the plumes go away. That's all canon. Knowing...
Cholula and Sylas have been gardening, kind of.
planning to go. The knowing our current enemy, I wouldn't be surprised if the entire street was affected by this incident.
Yes.
It's one thing to be superstitious, it's another to be caught up in something that just by proximity.
But there aren't any bodies or bones.
If we know that the reports were erroneous or made to be erroneous, there could have been bodies. And then I'll kind of motion to the moldy bits of carpet that I was trying to hide initially.
Yes, but why would they take the bodies and the photographs but not bother to clean up anything else?
Cleaning up here doesn't... A body has a lot more questions than a house, an empty house. You can still be the headmaster of a school. It's just a destroyed house across the country.
Are there any books? Okay.
There's hardly anything other than the spices you found in the kitchen. Everything else there's like a couple of blankets, but even some of the bedrooms, and there are a lot of bedrooms.
How does it look? I know your dad was a carpenter, right? That's something we all heard. Apart from the destroyed areas, does it look like...
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Architecture is something that Sylas is, because he's a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
Oh, you should see the fireplace.
Right. Would I have an inkling? I'll just ask this to not meta it. Would I have an inkling of an idea that maybe there'd be something more to the house that others haven't seen because he's a carpenter?
I would say that would be within the realm of possibility for sure. I think you actually were told by Professor Tippend about...
That he made a very clever something.
Yeah, a wardrobe that was very abstract.
Oh, right. I'll try to find that, and then I'll show you the fireplace.
And seeing how Cholula unlocked the front door by opening and basically perfectly hidden.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was
sight.
exactly there for that, so I didn't want to...
You were. I imagine the two of you have been side by side for most of it until you started doing the perimeter.
Okay. Should we look for more, maybe, hidden things that your father may have
Yes.
put around the house?
I'm going to try to find that wardrobe.
Yeah, go ahead and make another investigation check with advantage.
I'll look as well, or unless the advantage is...
Those are both 7s.
Nice.
So
Sylas, you can look as well.
9.
Cholula is having advantage not because of the help action, but because this is her childhood home.
No, there's no way.
Well, I want there to... It's really dependent on this thing.
Oh, it's pretty cocked.
Yeah.
No! It's right on the
Just
8
do
and
that
the F.
again.
I know. Hold on. Look.
It's just
Should have done it with a metal dice. Fuck
Still
yeah,
good.
dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Nobody's doing the Arcanarama drinking game today, are they?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
21.
21.
Fuck hell, dude.
You go around just kind of like knocking on frames. And
Together,
walls.
you easily find this wardrobe. Opening it up, some of the drawers are open, and it's this strange kind of. There's a square, or rather a rectangular bottom that kind of goes up and in, and then kind of curves out into this smooth, more organic shape at the top. And there are drawers that kind of surround this strange globe-like top portion that some are already open, and pulling through them, none of them appear to have anything in them. One of them has like a couple of socks left in there. There's another drawer that you pull out that has a single belt left in that seems kind of small, so probably one of the children's.
A belt is mine.
Okay, you take the belt.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sylas, on a 21, you realize that you pull a couple of drawers out and something kind of shifts. You grab two of the drawers and pull, and it opens this kind of cavity, this cabinet area almost that contains the drawers. And inside, kind of a large space, you see a short sword and a hilt. Looks of nice make. It's leaning up against the wall. And two little vials at the bottom. One of them is this kind of like Erlenmeyer flask shape and has actually a lock around, or like very, very small lock around it. And the other is more cylindrical and has a stopper in it that has like a little metal handle on the top.
I'll just elbow Cholula.
Ooh. Ooh.
And just kind of step back.
I'm gonna take the vials for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look familiar at all?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
8.
8. No, you you have suddenly get this like strange chill, or probably in Cholula, honestly, this kind of like almost brimming excitement in the bottom of your gut because you weren't allowed in this room when you were a child. This is actually your first time in here. They don't look familiar, but they both have these kind of like swirling silver wiry like filigree around the bottles, and inside they do have liquid, this kind of like viscous kind of white, almost like milky looking liquid, which is my least favorite way to describe anything. But that's how it be.
I guess maybe if we see Valdwin again, he could identify what's in here.
Bringing back any memories.
I wasn't allowed to come in here. It's quite exciting.
It is.
I want the sword.
You're talking to me. You can
Yes.
have it. I figured it would be yours.
Okay.
Oh, this sword we found in your childhood home of your missing or dead parents? I'd like it.
The sword does look
It
familiar.
wasn't allowed in the room.
Yeah.
You have this kind of vague memory of when you were trying to get your dad's attention. And he usually was like on his way to work at his workshop in town. If you weren't quick enough to grab his hand to pull him back to show him whatever it is that you were working on, probably some kitchen concoction, you would grab actually the hilt of this sword that he wore at his side and use it to tug on him.
Yeah, it's mine now. I want to take it.
You do so.
Just a short sword?
Mm-hmm.
Short sword. Just to have. This was my father's.
I mean, let's see the blade.
Yeah, I'll pull it out.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. This very like mirror-like finish to a very, very slender but sharp blade.
Would I be able to tell what the make is? Elven, dwarven.
Make an investigation check.
So if this is up here still, they didn't know they were in for a fight, or he would have had it on him.
Right. It's a dirty 20.
Filthy. It's dirty. It's
Nasty.
I don't like how you guys.
It does appear to be of elven make. And on a dirty 20, you also notice some small, very faint runic inscriptions along the hilt.
I can't read those. Right?
No, it doesn't look like a language. It looks more like symbols.
It's elven. Apart from those, I'll motion to the things. We can probably have fucking flashy boy look at that too.
Flashy boy.
Elven fellow.
You really don't like elves.
If you've been around him as long as I have.
Well, you married one.
She is notably different.
Do these runes look familiar at all to me?
Make an Arcana check.
That's a 21.
Oh. You're not incredibly knowledgeable or skilled in the subject, but you've definitely seen similar runes inscribed on magic items that you own or have seen before.
This is like what they put on magic items.
I figured as much. Maybe we can figure it out. What? You really are very giddy right now, aren't you?
Well, I didn't get to come in here. And I don't know. I just didn't ever think I would be back here. I also thought that this place was in Hillslip, so.
It just takes a bit of dusting, and it'll be right as the rain that falls through the roof. We should catch up with the others.
Yes.
Probably staring at the building across the street.
Staring at every building.
We're upstairs right now. Is this room
I'm sorry?
upstairs?
You asked a question.
Upstairs.
Can I remember
This was on the ground floor.
where
Okay.
my room was?
Yeah, your room was upstairs and on the far end.
I want to just go see my room real quick before we go, if that's
Should
all
I?
right. No, you can come.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind.
All right, rushing up the stairs and down the hallway. You open the door to your former childhood bedroom, and I'm actually going to throw this to you, Kitty. What do you see when you open the door?
Well, it's all dusty, and I have my father made me this toy chest to look like a treasure chest.
Treasure.
A treasure.
It's my treason.
That's my treasures in there.
Filthy.
This is where I commit treason as a child.
My treason chest.
So there's sort of there's like a treasure chest looking toy chest that's probably been opened and fucked with, but it was just toys. And then the
I
so you
hate
know,
you. I hate you
No,
so
I
much.
just imagine a bunch of bandits making out of this house. Yeah, there's one guy just armful of toys. Fuck yeah!
you know the
I miss
village.
Legos, man.
Fucking bits of dude.
You know the village of the
Oh, yeah,
Seraphites
toys.
in The Last of Us 2?
Yeah, that last Florida
That's-
street.
Or no. I think it's in Seattle, but they're on that secluded island. It's where the I think they're called the Seraphites, the crazy bald people religious cult.
Yeah. Okay, I was thinking of the
Last
last.
of Us 2?
I was thinking of the last, like that last neighborhood you go through.
No. The one that's like hand built.
Right.
Very much those vibes.
Okay.
For this area.
Okay.
Where the fire happens?
Yes.
Fire!
Oh, God, that was such a hard part to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's just like a little matching sort of chest of drawers and a bed that has carvings in it that are like little like fruits. There's like little grapes and apples and shit, kind of, and little flowers like cherry blossoms just like carved into the wood of this little bed for a little tiny person.
A little tiny person.
A little tiny person. Yeah. This is my room.
I hoped.
Are there any toys left?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Are there any toys in this chest I just came up with here?
There's a few.
Yeah.
Anything could cause some major magical damage to a fey being.
Yeah, try.
This is a teddy bear fireball.
Baby's first power word.
Ooh. You can't teach a baby power word kill.
Not with that attitude.
This is my old train car of Wish that I played with as a child.
I had in my backstory like a toy that my dad had made for me.
Let
That
me
was
check
like a-
Cholula's core memories,
Yeah.
which is the name of the backstory that you gave me.
Oh, that was after the backstory.
Was it before that?
No, I think it was in the core memories.
Oh, it is titled that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little wooden panther with
Yeah.
a tail and legs that you can move and pose.
Yeah, I want to look for that specifically.
Yeah, it's still there.
Fuck yes.
But you realize now, looking at it, it's actually not a panther. There are 6 legs, and there's a tail and 2 tentacles, and it's a little articulated displacer beast.
It's really great.
Don't act like this toy is not badass. I'll put it in my backpack. Okay, we can meet up with the others.
Alrighty, you head back downstairs.
Are there any signs of struggle in there? Like me being forcibly removed from the room or anything like that? Or is it just like a room?
No, this room, there is a little bit of the kind of like far right corner when you enter the doorway. There's a small hole, and if you kind of like kneel down and look through, you can actually see that this was kind of above and to the left of the den that exploded.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of damage in that room, but no sign of a struggle or anything like that.
Okay.
Hey, can I just poke into any of them to look for those same signs?
Yeah, go ahead.
In the hallway. On the way out. Nothing too deep.
I'll tell you about all of my siblings as you get to their rooms if you want. Or just their names.
Yeah, go ahead and, I mean, I was going to have you roll a d12. There were 13 children, but
So what am I doing?
roll a d12.
D12.
This is to see which room you choose.
9. So 9 plus 6.
You open one of the rooms that Cholula, you knew this was Wellington's room. And looking inside, it is completely cleared out. Your room, like your bed was still there with the sheets kind of like tossed off, kind of dissolving a little bit. You get the sense they would have fallen apart if you tried to pick them up. Wallpaper was peeling, but as you recall, Wellington's room is completely empty. There's no bed frame, no bed, no dresser,
Wallpaper?
no wallpaper. It is just a blank wooden rectangle.
Can I check another room?
Yeah.
11.
11. This is Pippin's room.
Pippin.
Looking inside, similar to Cholula's, there's a turned mattress, was at one point white, but is now blackened with mold. That's also kind of crawling up the wall. There's another little.
He wet the bed.
There's another little.
You guys are gonna have some weird depression if you stay in there.
There's.
I lean in. Just like, oh,
Nosebleed. Instantly.
I have a bit of a headache. We should leave. Also, my foot is numb.
Yeah, just like a little toy chest that seems like it's had the side kind of kicked out of it, and someone pulled everything out and rummaged through looking for anything useful or hidden, but it's gone.
Okay. Just making sure that not all of them were stripped except for hers.
Doesn't look that way.
Just looks like ransacking. Not a lot of struggle here,
Yes.
thankfully.
Wellington's room was so completely clear, though. That's a bit strange, isn't it?
Maybe someone was trying to decorate a room for their child named Wellington. I don't know.
Or maybe he came back for his things.
I'm, if I can be honest, I'm not entirely comfortable here. If that's, I mean, you can. I think I'll just meet up with the others. If you
Sure,
want to
no,
look
yeah,
around.
we can go back downstairs. I don't think we have anything left to find here.
Probably not.
You head back downstairs and reconvene with your two friends. Have you guys just been chilling at the doorway the whole time?
I've been just like sketching out what Cholula's house looks like with all of the little wisteria flowers dangling over it, like trying to color in the red door.
Yeah, it's eerie, but it is beautiful.
I'm leaned up against the door frame, looking cool, keeping watch.
Hell yeah, so rad.
The door frame of this house. How many legs are they using to lean against the door? Just like one.
I have one on the ground and one up against the door frame, and my arms are like this.
Okay, I'm gonna put my foot behind the one on the ground and pull out.
Yeah, first make a stealth check.
Okay. Yeah.
Your passive perception.
Passive perception is 16, and I also had that 24 perception check earlier.
Yeah, that's on the street.
Okay.
So DC 16 for stealth.
Just a second, good sir. You guys can vamp or something.
We're vamping. We're vamping.
It's quiet.
You guys were supposed to keep it up.
It's quiet.
We're vamping. We're
That's what I do from now on.
rhubarb, rhubarb, rhubarb.
Haka baka.
Oh, okay. 22.
Shit.
You quietly make your way up behind Rabbit, who you see one leg on the floor. Let me just check this real quick to make sure I know.
What are you typing?
Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage. Rabbit, you can make either athletics or acrobatics, your choice. This is essentially a shove attack to try and knock a creature prone, mechanically.
Would you believe one of those was a natural 20?
I would believe that. Yes.
Yeah, what's that?
It's 22.
22. Rabbit, your leg is kicked from beneath you, and you find yourself prone on the ground, looking up at Sylas. How does Sylas look looking down at Rabbit?
Like a little bit happy at what just happened, but still kind of like listless in the eyes, kind of like just kind of needed to.
Can I grab his ankles and try to pull him
I
back?
don't know, but why? But in my mind, that was just like. It's like the most dead, like.
Maybe not listless. It's kind of like needed to do that because of stuff in his head. Kind of like I got you, little
Yeah,
fucker.
he's a bully.
I laugh once, and then I pull his ankles out from under him.
Yeah, make an attack roll. Or rather, make an athletics check, and you can make athletics or acrobatics.
Fuck him up.
Roll low.
All right, hold
Dickhead.
on. Let me grab my good dice.
No. No.
That die is about to be banned from the thing.
It did like 2 hops across the whole thing and just landed. It didn't like roll. It just like boop, boop, pop.
It's like, what's the opposite of a dice jail? We're gonna put that on a dice pedestal,
Yeah.
and it's just gonna live there for the rest of its dice.
You're gonna only use that on death saves.
Yeah. It's a natural 2 Fs.
That's crazy because I got a double 2 Fs. I got
Quad F.
Rabbit, you very skillfully kick your legs out to try and
I
trip.
don't really. It was a 7.
Sylas just grabs the top of the door frame and doesn't pull up over it.
I'll help you up. If you'll accept.
I only sleep 4 hours, fucker.
I caught you sleeping just now, so maybe you...
Honestly, you two, we don't have time for things like this. Look at what I found.
What'd you find?
Okay, so
I pushed Sylas over.
Just like by the face.
this is a toy that my father made for me. It's I always thought it was a panther, but it's a displacer beast. Isn't it cute? The little arms and the tail move. And
Do they
everything.
move?
Yes, here. And then
Very
this
carefully
small
move one of the
belt,
tentacles.
which originally I just grabbed in case we needed to come back with that spell. I'd have something from here. But also I found my father's short sword that he kept in a wardrobe in sort of like a secret compartment.
Ooh,
So that's
what is
mine.
that? That's fun. I wasn't going to take it from you.
Oh, I just am excited. So, thank you. So I found some cool things. There definitely was a struggle, and it was misreported, and people either had their memories corrupted, or something else went on with the deal. They
The family's photos are taken. I'm like
Yes.
walking down the stairs a bit, looking up and down the street.
That's unusual.
Yeah. The picture frames are up, but the photos are gone. And we didn't check every single room, but one of my brothers, Wellington, his room is completely cleared of all furniture, wallpaper, everything is completely gone.
Who steals wallpaper?
I don't know.
Did Wellington have, like, anything special about him? I mean, like, do you remember him much?
He was the oldest, correct?
Mm-hmm. He was the oldest brother, so, I mean, he would babysit at times, but I was only about 2 before all of this happened, and I was taken to the Enders.
How old was he when this happened?
Probably in his early 20s. Right?
Well, fuck.
So a potential
Or maybe he was
I'm sorry.
late teens.
threat if something were to go down in the house.
You're like 46 at this point.
Yes, I'd say he could have fought. He was probably closer to 18 or 19. I just always thought he looked old.
Well, you were 2,
Yes.
so everyone was old comparatively. What you doing over there, Lam?
Okay,
I
if
think
there
she's
was
writing fan fiction.
Well,
Hey,
I
13.
some
was
vampires
it
to work
2
on.
of them, Cherry and Pippin, were younger?
Yes, the twins were
Yeah.
younger.
Little
Yeah.
babies.
There were twins that were younger than I was. Cherry and Pippin. You saw Pippin's room.
Yeah, that one
There's a
was
4-year gap in between.
still furnished.
But just Wellington's, everything's completely gone, so...
If Wellington was as old as you say he was, he was probably in the fight if he was home.
So, but I want to touch back on something. Nobody's stealing wallpaper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Wellington was probably someone who would talk. So you kind of wipe Wellington from all memory. Right?
I suppose there are a
Because
lot
you
of...
were just left to be traded. And Pippin and Jerry likely as well, based on at least the furniture. Wellington
Possible
could...
that anybody young enough to barely know anything could still be around somewhere.
Right.
But if you're gonna wipe out a bedroom just because somebody could talk there, why not wipe out evidence of a crime scene?
Exactly.
while
my
you're
point.
at it.
If you're gonna take, evidence of people existing, then why wouldn't you take away the evidence of people being
Maybe they
Killed.
underestimated someone coming looking, right? Like,
possibly? Also, my father's sword was still inside the wardrobe, so I don't think he was.
it was kind of hidden.
Yes, but he.
Ooh, secret compartments.
Yes, but he didn't have a
That's a lot of
chance
fun.
to get to it, at least to use it, so
So they didn't know they were being hunted.
it doesn't seem like it.
When a promotion's up, you might not know that someone's trying to take it from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think she would have an inkling as to that happening? I don't remember hearing any kind of. I've heard beef before.
I mean, okay, you'll have to forgive me as I'm not from polite society, but is it common that when you're up for a promotion at a job, that the next step is that somebody murders you over it?
No.
I don't know that most people would anticipate that as
Right, exactly.
step number 2.
I think the only person who had any sort of inkling that something was going on was Professor Tippin, and he had his memory wiped or adjusted, so he wouldn't have been able to let.
Tippin is the one who came to the house first, right?
He's the one who reported my mother missing from. She didn't show up to work. She was his immediate superior.
Are there...
Also found some flasks.
Yes. There
What
were
are they?
these 2 vials, as well as some spices.
I don't
from
want
the
to
kitchen.
describe what they look like on the inside.
Milky.
Can I?
They're a
I'm
little
being-
dizzy.
I'm being tortured!
They're a bit jizzy.
It's jizzy.
Can I
Alright, presuming
Take the
that
flask.
it's not.
give him a look over?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
It's a tad.
We'll hope and assume that it isn't.
It was hidden.
You can hide a lot of things. It doesn't why would you hide it with a sword?
There's a lot of strange things in this house.
It was a 24.
Grr.
24.
It's undoubtedly jizz.
I
Magic jizz.
swear to God.
That's
you
how
pulled
we
it.
had so many
It
kids.
looks to be
I swan to John.
it looks to be about 3 ounces of each vial.
If I swear to God, if you say I'm jizz.
It has this strong smell of alcohol.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Why would there be vials of jizz?
I don't know. It's your game. You get to do what you want.
We're really,
Next time.
dude. We're hanging on every word. When you say it has the strong smell of, it takes forever. It's like a year.
We got scared.
One of them has a lock on it
It
for
does,
future kids.
That's potency.
does appear to be magical in nature,
Okay.
but what it does, you're not entirely sure. You don't get the sense, based on the smell alone, it doesn't seem like a potion that you would, or anything that you would ingest.
But you would ingest.
Most people probably wouldn't swallow it.
Freak would.
Oh no.
It's been too long since we've played this game together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
A real house of freaks. That.
No, it appears to be
the
magical in
wallpaper
nature,
right off.
and it appears to be more of something that you would apply to things rather than ingest.
Ointment.
If you guys would like to take a short rest, each of you could take an item and you could figure out what the fuck all of them are.
Yeah.
I'll take one of the vials.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check out the sword.
Hanging out on the porch.
All right. Could I have
Vials.
each of you, this is just to know who is getting which, actually, who's getting which vial?
You want
I
the
gave you
locked
shapes.
one or the?
Give me the locked one. I like a challenge.
Okay.
I'll take the other.
So can I go back in and just maybe try to get a lay of what happened in the battle?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay.
I knew it. I knew. As soon as he said jizzy,
I had this feeling in my.
he's given
Card.
me these exact jizzy cards.
I'm calling it now. That die doesn't get to roll in this
Say
game
more.
anymore.
I'm not shitting.
For the rest of the session, don't use that
Is
one.
that the same one?
Yeah.
It's the Sylas die, right?
Listen,
No, it's the bronzy, sparkly.
Oh, really? Interesting.
It, I don't even know if I want to use it anymore.
None of my Fantasy Forge
none of my
dice do
fantasy
that.
boards love me that much.
I don't want to ruin it. I want to only use it when asked to.
Mostly they're balanced, but I will say I didn't balance test that check, or that set, because it's full of glitter.
All right, yeah.
It's full
well,
of
we
glitter.
should try that.
Okay.
You're so evil.
Yeah, You guys do your thing. I think mine would probably take about this amount of time.
On a natural 20,
Oh, okay.
there was clearly some sort of magical explosion here. Some sort of spell was cast. From what you can tell, it doesn't appear that... It appears that it was a surprise. You get the sense... I'm not going to bend my mind to try and figure out how you know these things. I'm just going to tell you things on a natural 20.
Okay.
A surprise attack was raised. The person who attacked must have gotten inside of the home somehow before the attack was launched. Whether that's whether they snuck in through a window or something of that nature, or if they were let in, you don't know. You can't tell that from the evidence present. However, you can tell that it was not a single figure. It had to be at least 2 people, maybe a small group. And you can tell that based on the sheer amount of blood on the floor, and it doesn't look like there was any attempt at covering it up. There's only enough blood present to account for the deaths of maybe 10 people.
Why are you saying that like it's a low number
Yeah, I
of
thought you were gonna be
murders?
like 3.
Well, if you recall, 15 people are no longer around. So do with that information what you will. The rest of you take a moment to investigate these items. And over time, kind of investigating and getting to know them, the knowledge just kind of seeps into your minds of what they are. You can choose to tell us, or you can choose to keep it a secret. It's up to you.
It's fancy glue.
Oh, well, I got the other part to it. I got the solvent. I think they're a pair. Here, why don't you keep both of them on you? Well, listen, I think that if you have the glue, you should also have the solvent. You're gonna glue yourself to something silly.
Lamb, this is a gift you've given me. Fantastic.
Silas's ears burn in the other room.
It's a fancy sword.
Fancy in what way?
I can make it sort of fly out and attack others.
Getting that's a very fancy sword.
Very fancy.
Well, I'm glad you found it.
Yes.
Kind of seemed like your dad wanted you to have it. Right? Like he left it there for me on purpose.
Meanwhile, Silas is like, they couldn't have even gotten to their weapons in time.
10. There's a likelihood that
10 dead, maybe 11 if one was small.
2 of them are probably very small. I will reemerge from the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'll duck under the tape. Nothing in there.
Put some sunglasses on.
I will. I guess the attack started from inside the house. That's it looked like a ranged explosion. That they couldn't have done it, in as close quarters as it was in that room. Looks like 10 victims based on the floor, but not too much to despair. There were multiple assailants, so it could be theirs.
Mm-hmm. there's only evidence of 10
Right.
victims, at least inside that room.
Yeah.
That leaves a lot more people.
Looks like the attack was. Yeah.
What?
It seemed to have startled everyone in the house.
Mm-hmm. You don't think anyone within the family would have had any part in it, do you?
Perhaps not knowingly.
Do you remember any of your siblings having a real big problem with your family?
No. But I was very, I
You're small.
was outside eating strawberries.
If it was someone in the family, there'd be more signs of negotiation or an attempt, right? There'd be a slower fight scene. This went straight to explosion pretty quickly, it looks like.
But someone was already inside, so they had to be likely welcomed in, right?
And
Let's say the potential next dean of a school could be welcomed in.
Yes.
Co-worker. Some cronies. Just what I've gathered in a couple of assumptions.
But there's potential that there are more like me out there.
Right.
Or, taken.
At the very least, 5.
Yes. They could be trapped somewhere like Genevieve. Well,
Do you think we've gathered what we can?
I believe so. I don't want to seem unfeeling to you all, but I've thought my family dead for quite some time, and I'm past sort of a mourning period, if that makes sense. So this is all sort of like learning family history to me at the moment.
Right.
No, it must seem strange for me to not be entirely emotional at this point, but
No, I wasn't expecting emotion. I just wasn't.
I think you get to handle it however you choose fit.
Right.
thank you, Aurora.
It's been years.
So, should we head to Lúgrív and take care of our business there? Should we look into any of the other houses to see if there are signs of struggle there, or...
I think like a quick glance into just maybe a few.
Maybe
See,
the closest.
direct neighbors, maybe, because they would have probably heard whatever blew the back out of this
Yeah,
place.
it sounds like
It had to have been bright, whatever it was.
How many days do we have?
17.
How long will it take us to get to Lúgrív?
Better part of 1, maybe 2.
Alright.
Right, we're like northeast. Lúgrív is southeast.
I think it was 3 to 5.
Lúgrív is north of Korcathmyth.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Cholula is
You're
south.
thinking of Cholula, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, Lúgrív
I
is
thought
like the
Lúgrív-
first place we went
Lúgrív
to
was
up-
3 days north
Yeah.
because he traveled south from Lúgrív to the Trollvein ruins and then south from there to get to Korcathmyth.
Yeah. Was there...
And then Kalima is to the west.
Wasn't there somewhere that we went that we made it take longer because we didn't use the roads?
It took us longer to get to the Trollvein ruins that
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
And then from the Trollvein ruins, traveling north to Grey Talon was also quite a time because that was when you continued just through the wilds. There aren't a whole lot of roads. There's not a lot of infrastructure in Mistinor.
Yeah.
That's why the main mode of transportation is the animated carts, because they can get around the strange kind of steps and hills better than wheels.
I don't intend to alarm anyone. However, could be useful to stir up some trouble over the next couple of days that we have left. to be ready for fighting something like a hag?
Yes, I was hoping to find Silver Stake hiding out. According to the dead one, their odds are everywhere, but I assumed that an abandoned street would house some of them, but perhaps not.
We can do a quick check of the other houses.
Yes, I would like to see if anyone else had been forcibly removed from the street, or if everyone really did just leave according to their own devices.
Make a quick investigation check, everybody.
Okay.
As you, how much time do you want to take? It is currently, you realized as you were teleported to Korcathmyth that it was about 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. It's been about an hour. How long do you guys want to spend investigating the other buildings?
Probably just like 30 minutes. We're probably just like
Just the
checking
one,
inside.
Okay.
Yeah, the house closest to the explosion is the one I'd be.
Perfect. Go for it.
God damn.
I was really hoping. I would leave this table. I would ascend. Just float.
16.
For real though, if you roll another nat 20 on that die, I will count it, but then you're going to stop using that die for this.
We'll see.
Will we? Will we now?
Fight.
13.
13,
16.
16,
4.
4,
18.
18. Yeah, between all of you checking the surrounding houses, the one across the street and the two on either side, most of them appear to have been not ransacked, but packed. They are mostly empty outside of... for some reason, I feel like there's always, like, in a place where someone just moved out, there's always, like, a wire on the floor for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's...
Or like some shit that they didn't want to keep, but they didn't want to take the time to give it to someone.
Yeah, and
I've
there's
never
like,
done that
and there's like,
in my house, and
there's like garbage on the floor in
Like
some of
salt
them.
in a cabinet.
Yeah, one particular place, there's like a broom against the wall.
Yeah, those are
that
bad luck.
clearly was not
Okay,
used.
that's what you were looking for earlier.
Finally.
So no rush.
Doesn't look like it. Based on what you've been told and what you are witnessing, it seems like some shit went down at this house, and whether or not they were wise to exactly how that went down, the neighbors just kind of packed up and left. Mm-hmm. Whether that was by choice or forcefully, you don't know, but there doesn't appear to have been a scuffle at any other houses.
Okay. Well, should we try to see if we can get a cart and head up to Lúgrív? We can, take turns, whoever's driving, and the others can rest in the back. We can also stay at the sunspot if... I feel like we have to move.
I feel well rested and I haven't really cast any spells, so I mean, I'm ready to go. I think we have more than enough money to get a hold of a cart, so
Yeah.
let's head back inside of town.
Speak for yourself.
Well, that's fair. Also, I just found this, technically. Like, I didn't do any of the work for any of this money. It kind of feels like thievery. Do you want to just split it? Dad. I'm just going to start handfuls.
Wait, this is more than I thought it was going to be.
No,
Maybe you can give her an allowance of some sort. She doesn't have the bag that you do.
okay.
It's probably close to 17,000 gold if it's anything close to mine.
What?
Well, that would be close to the half, yeah.
Yeah, it's something we don't like talking
Have
about.
I ever bought you drinks?
Yeah, no, you
Why
should...
did I ever buy you
Oh,
drinks?
absolutely
It's a
not.
cordial thing.
You should have immediately told me to
I
stop.
fought you on it twice. I know I did. I said, please don't buy
Oh
me
no.
drinks. I've got
There was
this."
one time when like Alma was
I
like,
thought you were
"Look
being
at how much
polite,
money we
not
have."
rich.
I thought you were being polite.
No, I stopped immediately buying anything that they offered me. I just accept it now.
Yeah, that's where we're at now.
That's why I wanted to go to Lúgrív and see if we can get some hired hands.
How about
Lots of them.
I just give you like
Hey.
a smooth 2,000 to like
Sure,
tide
yeah,
yourself
put it in the
over?
bag.
We're gonna call that 200 platinum, which is heavy, but you can carry it without hampering yourself.
So there's that. You have a new weapon?
I have a new weapon?
Yeah.
Oh, this bag.
Takes a bit to get used to, but it's not too bad.
So what is the plan for the evening?
I think we're gonna see if we can get a hold of a cart and start heading to Lúgrív.
Okay. For the sake of brevity,
We do.
you do so. Someone can mark off, I think it was 20 gold for an animated cart.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's what it is in Korcathmyth.
Simply not my problem.
You all purchase another animated cart and begin making your way back north to Lúgrív. And that's where we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in about 20 minutes. In the meantime, you can entertain yourselves and chat by... Oh, right. I need to...
Picking a box that you want to win.
I think Witchlight, I saw a couple of votes for that.
Not enough.
Here we are.
Yeah, but
there's also a snow.
I mean, you have the chance to win both, but you know, it might be more fun to see which one you could win first.
So, in order to enter to win the more fun mystery mini giveaway, first off, you have to be a follower of the channel, so click the heart if you haven't already. When we get to 200 followers, we're going to be doing a very special charity live stream where we are going to go through the monster manual page by page and make all the monsters sexy. Because I don't know if you know this, but everyone here is an artist. So we're going to make that happen once we hit 200.
I also promised that I would show everyone my anime hot boy list, and we can pick someone from there, and I'll also draw them.
Yeah.
But sexy.
It's gonna be hot.
And secondly, if you live in Quebec, unfortunately, you are ineligible to enter because of the laws of your country not allowing you to do so. So if you enter, that's on you. Sorry. Now that we've said it, I can say that. I still feel bad about it the last time.
Sorry.
And what are the odds? Like,
Yeah.
what are the actual odds?
Yeah, right? So
Mathematically.
to enter for your chance to win, type the word home in the chat. That's HOME. To be entered for your chance to win. We'll announce the winner when we come back. But until then, don't go away. Welcome back, everyone. It's time to announce the winner of the More Fun Mini Giveaway. The winner is... Hellbell 666.
Satan. What, dude?
Hell yeah! Congratulations. We will get those to you at our earliest convenience. But for now, rather before we begin, we have another giveaway.
2. Wow.
2.
Who would have known?
Yes, this one is the same thing.
It's a little different.
I mean, it'll be completely different based on what's inside. Because these ones are based on Snowbound.
Snowbound.
Wow.
So when you're running that super dope snowy campaign, you know, that has 10 cities involved.
If you want to know how we feel about what's it called?
Dude, I don't want
Rime
to say
of
the
the
name.
Frost Man.
If you want to know how we feel about Frost Maiden,
Keep your ears.
show up to our Convo Rama tomorrow night and we'll
We'll just talk all about.
To enter for your chance to win, we will announce the winner at the end of the stream. Type the word Frosty in the chat.
Frosty.
Frosty.
IE or Y?
Y. Frosty.
I was
Like the
asking
word,
because-
not the snowman.
Whoa, Frosty the Snowman is spelt different?
No, I don't think so.
I was about to
I
have
think
a
the
problem.
edible Frosty is IE, right?
No, it's Y.
Well, I always take that from like Sunday, the rule of.
Oh yeah, it's spelled Frostae.
Frosty.
I could go for a Frosty.
Titan AE.
What?
Oh.
Love that movie.
Frosty.
Oh, googling
AE.
Frosty the Snowman.
All right.
Because if it was like IE or something, I was going to rage.
I.e., it's a girl snowman.
Isn't there a horror movie based around snowmen?
Yes.
Yeah, isn't it?
Well, you just get into
Jack
a hot
It's
Frost.
not Jack
Frost?
Frost, is it?
No.
It looks like the brisk snowman.
You
I
guys
know
ready
that.
to jump back into this game?
Yeah, sorry.
What if you bled on him though? Like if he stabbed you, whatever.
I like Bloody Milk.
All right.
Yeah.
He'd
So-
be cherry flavored.
You're heading back to Lúgrív.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
With a cart.
I will put it up to you guys. Do you want to do the whole rigmarole of travel, banter, things happen? We play the game that direction, and then you pick up your things and then head back? Or do you want to just make some base rolls to see how it goes?
Do we pass through any cities
No.
or towns?
We do have to
Oh,
tell
one.
that one guy that his friend is dead.
Also, it is 3 days travel
Right.
to Lúgrív.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think let's just go for rolls then. If there were any towns, I would have liked to check them
Maybe
for
like
steak.
one event, but I mean that's you did yeah.
That'll be one of the rolls.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and mark off 3 days on my countdown to Hag Fight.
Hag fight.
And if I could have one of you roll a D. Where am I? Here we are.
Just roll that D.
Roll a D4.
A
D4, four?
huh?
I want to do it.
Do it. Do it.
We're both on
3.
14 days.
3.
3.
Yes.
Just making sure.
14 days left. I have them. I didn't write them down as numbers like a normal person would do. I just drew a bunch of circles because I'm an idiot. During your travels, you take a slightly different route than you did on the way down, in hopes that a more straight shot might get you there faster. In the end, it comes out to being the same. However, you reach a certain area where the air becomes humid and still. Light rain begins to fall. Before you realize it, you find yourselves in an area where, aside from the falling rain, there's hardly a sound. No birds, no buzzing of various bugs, no howls of woodland creatures. The thick, trunked, twisting trees of the jungle in this area are devoid of leaves, and the bark is dark and rough, almost like stone to the touch. For the next 6 miles, you traverse this strange, petrified forest, devoid of the sounds of life you've started to grow accustomed to in these wild areas. However, during your traversal of this area, probably stopping for various pee breaks and things like that, Cholula, you find a palm-sized stone that's been carved into the shape of a lamb, and Aurora, you find a petrified gecko.
Oh, that's so adorable. Can I do a little sketch of the petrified forest?
Yeah,
Add
absolutely.
my map?
Make a history check.
Does
6.
this seem like the burned up area of my forest or like stone?
No, this is like stone petrification.
Okay.
Yeah, strange and you chalk it up to probably some form of wild magic surge of some kind.
Okay. It's a nat 1.
Whoa. It's
That's
really,
rough, buddy.
Yeah, this cart does not have wheels. It is a moving creature. One head short of a horse, so it is tough drawing on this. But you get some sticks and like some
I was gonna ask her
General-
for a tattoo.
general shapes.
Do I at least
Like
sort of
while
have
we're
like a
going?
general sense of where it is on map?
Yes, it is pretty much exactly the midpoint between. So, do you see that little lake that's
Yeah.
kind of at the curve between Cholula and Lúgrív?
Oh, yeah, sick.
It's a little bit south of that lake.
Cool.
I love that you're marking the map like a person with a brain. I looked over at that earlier and was like, oh yeah, that's really smart. We have maps that we could be notating things.
Wonderful. After about 3 days of travel,
Fuck yeah.
there it is.
What was the first one?
Sometimes you gotta coax it out. Yeah.
With words?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking,
More of a
flexing.
You gotta show it what it needs to sound like.
Sometimes I
More of
know
a
that
thematic
Cameron is
verb.
awake in the morning based on gases. I'm like, oh, hey.
His humors are off.
I'm just over here watching TV. Good morning.
All right. Before long, you arrive back in the familiar city of Lúgrív. Canids abound, tabaxi going about their day. The city of cats and dogs is lively as ever. What's the first point of business?
Is it raining?
There's still a light rain, yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna pick
Yeah.
up our
can
weapons
smell it.
first, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't you also have some?
Yes, some potions that I was meant to pick up. I thought we had resolved that.
I wouldn't mind grabbing another one of those that we had.
The cactus thing.
No, the one that makes you real fast.
Oh, really? You enjoyed that? I thought my
Yes.
heart was going to beat out of my chest.
Wait, can we go back to the cactus thing?
Oh,
Cactus
I don't really
juice.
remember much, actually.
It's not great.
It's wonderful, and then it isn't.
They got so you remember when me and Sylas came back from like the boiler room and I was a little out of it?
Okay.
It was like that, but
Trips.
they they like hallucinated.
You
and-
ran past her in the rain, remember?
No, that was.
It was very fun to watch, I'm
Oh,
not
right.
going to lie. I think in like a very safe environment where I was like, I don't know, like at home and it was just like friends and family and we could just sort of like be very calm about it. I think I could try cactus juice, but I don't, never in a public setting. Even too noises, lights and all the people and I don't know those people and I'm
No,
just
I
saying.
understand. I was just checking in.
As
It
you're
was a little
entering
disorienting.
from the south on your cart, you pass by the structure on your way out of town, but you were in quite a hurry on your way the last time you left Lúgrív after the wind splitters. But traveling north from the southern portion, you pass by this kind of port area, and there's this massive red stone coliseum that dominates this portion of the skyline in Lúgrív. There are arches and carvings that decorate the ascending levels leading up to pointed towers that decorate the top of the imposing structure. A crowd is gathered around one of the archways, surging and growing as passerbys kind of take interest as you're driving through. You continue on to Killian's Concoctions?
Sure,
I don't know anything.
Yeah, that could be the first stop.
Yeah.
All right. Stopping by, what is it that you're after in Killian's Concoctions? Killian Brax greets you, obviously, with glee. Ah, wonderful. How was your mission? You were in quite a rush the last time that I saw you.
Oh, it was not the best, but
Apologies.
I believe Sylas had ordered some. Were they?
The potions of protection from evil and good.
Yes.
Fey specific, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, and I
Yes.
was curious if you had any more of those potions of haste.
I do have one more in stock, yes.
I would love to buy that.
Wonderful.
I
It's
don't-
100 gold pieces.
I don't know if he would offer this up, but Alma already paid for 2 greater restoration potions that were on back order.
Yes, those are included as he hands the things to you. Killian has tact and he lives in a town that is frequented by adventurers. He knows what it means when a group returns sans one member. He doesn't say anything about it. He doesn't mention the missing member of your party or anything. He just hands over the things that she paid for to you.
What was the amount of good and evil?
2.
2.
2 good and evil and then 2 greater restoration potions.
Was there anything particularly? Did you have anything on that? You might not think others can afford. Something you're maybe experimenting with. Or...
Let's see. Let me take a look at my stock and see what we've got that we're working with. I do have one potion. Bit of a... less of a commission and more of a... let's see if I can type of potion. It will cost you upwards of 1,000 gold. It's quite rare. However, when you drink it... of course, that's not helpful to me at all. Let me look up what this is.
Walks over and closes the blind.
Locks the door.
Okay.
He's wearing a cloak he wasn't wearing earlier.
Oh, he's always wearing robes.
And there's lightning now.
For those of you at home who may not
Cat
remember,
meowing.
Killian Brax is a hairless sphinx tabaxi with kind of curled ears, and he's got that kind of like patchy gray and beige skin, spots, but without spots.
Hairless by birth or potion gone wrong?
Who knows? You can ask him if you'd like.
Won't.
When you ingest the potion, anywhere within 1 mile of you, you can will a sort of sensor into existence, invisible, except to those who might have true seeing or something of the like, in a location familiar to yourself, place you have either visited or seen before. Or in an obvious location that you are unfamiliar with, such as around a corner behind a door or in a grove of trees. The sensor remains in place for 10 minutes, and during that time, you can choose to either see or hear through the sensor, as if you were in its space. You can switch between the two, if necessary, but you can only do one or the other. And it is worth noting, while you are seeing through the sensor, you lose your sight of where you currently stand. And with hearing, you would go veritably deaf, unless you are within the range of the sensor. Is this something that might interest you?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
Wonderful. You fork over 100 platinum, and you get a potion of clairvoyance. You're just going to have to look up the clairvoyance spell because it doesn't say it on the fucking card.
It really doesn't. There's so much room.
Right? They're just like, look it up.
Here's a QR code, idiot.
You have Google?
I'm afraid that about clears me out in terms of things that haven't already been paid for on back order or more simplistic potions. Healing and the like.
I was actually wondering about that. Do you have anything that's a little bit better than your, like, just run-of-the-mill standard healing potions?
Of course, this is Gillian's concoctions. I happen to have 2 potions of supreme healing.
How much would both of those be?
Click Clark.
Let me just look through my tomes here. So many
Tomes are
pages.
so loud.
So many pages.
Nasty pages. I'm just going to add that to my inventory because that'll have the info on it, I hope.
This one will run you even more pricey than the potion of clairvoyance. Clairvoyance. It is very rare. It's 1,350 gold each.
Yeah.
Wonderful. He hands over 2 potions of supreme healing, which, if you would like to make a note, that heals 10d4 plus 20 hit points.
Yo!
If you've got any
The perks of being fucking loaded.
Finally.
healing potions, it obviously whatever you have left.
Yes, I have 1 greater healing potion and 2 potions of healing.
Just take the lot. You can have an early day.
Yeah.
Perfect. That comes out to 250 gold pieces for the whole lot of them.
Thanks again for the last time we were in.
Of course, of course. So the potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2. And the potion of greater healing is 4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
If you add them in your inventory in D&D Beyond, you don't have to write those down. It'll tell you forever.
Yeah, no, yeah, I
don't know why I pointed at him.
This is,
Yes.
Fuck yeah! It's your
I
boy.
added in both. I don't know who has it, I just want to have
Who
Receive
has
information.
yeah, just
Yes.
someone has these potions.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh no, that was far more helpful than I thought it was going to be honest.
Thank you very much. It's good to see you again.
Yes, lovely to see you as well. Always welcome here at Killian's Concoctions.
Shall we to the next place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
We'll head to the place where we were getting our weapons silvered.
Next up, to Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yeah, Bloodbath and Beyond.
I wanted to make that guess, but yeah.
It's such a good one.
It's very good. I don't remember exactly what weapons you guys had waiting for you, but I know that you were all getting them silvered, correct?
Yeah.
I had a rapier.
I think Alma had left
The serrated blade.
the serrated short sword. And similar situation. You all enter Bloodbath and Beyond, and the familiar human man is kind of there leaning on the counter. Oh, welcome back. I was beginning to worry you wouldn't return. I've got your weapons for you, all silvered up, as requested. He sets them all out on the table. He wasn't paying attention to whose they were either. He just kind of sets everything out. And there they are. I believe you all paid in advance, so the work is done.
Fun.
Did I interest you in anything else? Anything else you got found that it needs to be silvered?
You got anything already silvered?
Just what's in front of me here. I don't honestly have a lot of the funds to just be silvering weapons. So usually, upon request, I can accept silver from people and I use that in the process.
Real quick question. Alma bought two short swords.
Yes. She only had
Both?
one silver.
Okay.
Because she kept one on her.
You can have it.
Oh no! I was.
One.
It was.
I'm
if
sorry?
There was
Does
a
that make
third
them
silver
plus
item.
one?
It does not make them +1, it just makes them count as magical damage.
Okay.
But no additional benefits to attacks or damage or anything like that.
Okay.
But if you find yourselves in a scrap against something that's resistant to non-magical slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning, you now have the cure for that.
Oh, I forgot I picked up a fucking war pick.
Who is taking Alma's serrated blade?
Sylas, this one was for you. This one was mine. It's just a rapier, but I'm actually really good at these. And
Alma sort of does this sort of little twirl with her hand.
Your name is Aurora.
Never mind. Wow. All those A's. Wow. That hurt my heart. Fuck. Ow. Ow.
I feel like canonically Aurora's like, I'm Alma, I'm good with these. Wait, oh god.
Mercer.
Yes, kind.
Man, I really hope those screenshots never get leaked.
Right.
Anywho, yeah, I'll do like a little twirl.
But that one really was yours, so you should probably take it. Unless you don't want it, in which case I'm not really proficient with short swords, but I'm pretty sure it's pointy, so I could sort of like figure it out.
And I'll sort of like reach my hand forward and sort of like gently try to like tilt it towards me.
I'll just take off the sword I have right now and just put it on the counter and take, I think the one I left and that one.
Yeah.
Because I left the one with a skull on.
Are you looking to sell this piece?
No. Just don't give it to a weird guy in the street.
Alright. Places it under the counter. Anything else I can help you guys with?
Did you want anything silvered?
I mean, how long does it take?
About 2 days.
We'd have to make a trip back for it, but I mean, never wrong to have.
Just got the one?
Oh, that's fair. I only have daggers and no.
We got spears. I don't have any silver, but if you'd like me to, maybe commission one.
We're kind of on the way to something, is the thing.
Right.
A time crunch.
Perfect, yeah.
So,
Any way you could ship something to us?
I could try. You got an address?
We have the name of the place.
Real quick question. So we have 13 days left. Where was next?
Well, we talked about going to your home.
You talked about it this time.
That's fair. And I'll just sort of pull out a slip of paper and write down the address of my home.
Mm-hmm.
Could you maybe get it here in a few days? I'll pay
Yeah,
extra
I mean,
for it.
postal service, no promises, but I can send it.
Yeah. How much would it be to buy that and get it silvered and hopefully deliver it in 2 days?
Deliver it. Oh, make it and deliver it in 2 days.
Well, I mean, unless you can
I can get it made and sent in 2 days, but I don't know if it's ever going to arrive.
that's fair.
But if it does arrive, probably be within, I believe it's about 6 days from here to Old Town.
That sound fair?
I mean, we can just stay here for a couple of days if it means our equipment will be better.
I had some plans for this. For Lúgrív anyway. We can maybe burn 48 hours.
well, in that event, just take mine.
All right. It's 10 silver for the materials, and then a gold piece for the production.
Don't worry. No, I got this. Listen, like I said, don't do that.
You said it was 10
I won't.
silver.
Yeah.
10 silver
so
and 1
two
gold.
2 gold.
Sick. I'm not gonna convert.
Yeah. He just
I
has to
just
specify silver
added.
because it's what he's actually using to silver the weapon.
Cool.
Yeah.
While
I'll
we're
have
at it, do you do improvements?
Yeah. Those take a bit longer.
Suspicious, yeah.
Well, those take a bit longer. It's tricky business,
Right. How much longer?
To get something honed, minimum of 10 days, potentially more.
Oh, we don't have that kind of time. Never mind.
Yeah, he would have to go through the same rolling table that you guys would with
Yeah.
the proficiency in blacksmithing to get a weapon 2+1 by just honing it.
Okay.
However, this does remind me. What do you have in the way of light crossbow bolts?
I'm not a Fletcher. I only deal in steel and
Just the weapons.
striking weapons. Yeah, piercing, bludgeoning,
That's-
slashing.
Is there one in town?
Yeah. Could you point us in that direction?
Not to my knowledge in Lúgrív. Might be one up in Grey Talon. If you're willing to make a bit of a trek.
How much of a trek?
You know how long that is?
I think it's 2 days by cart.
There's no Fletcher in this entire town?
No, most adventurers that study archery are very particular about what they use. Most of them make it themselves.
Plenty of good birds out there.
Is there somewhere we could get the tools to do that ourselves?
Yeah, probably. Probably in Grey Talon as well. Here they've got a nice general store.
How big is this city?
Not huge.
Oh, I've always imagined it very big.
No, not really. You're kind of in the main strip. Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, if you guys don't really mind, I mean, I can tell the tusked fellow about his friend, and then I can just make a little pop up and down.
Alone.
I mean,
If you guys had other things to do.
You shouldn't travel by
No.
yourself.
And it'll
You guys
still
have
be
been to
the
Grey
same-
Talon before.
We have?
Yeah, that's where you met.
Gross place.
Yeah, that's where you set a trap for the silver stake to come get you, and then found that first
Then
place.
things
where-
got worse.
Yeah, you found the jar with the tentacle in the burned out place just outside of Grey Talon.
I thought that was further south.
No, that was north.
I thought that was on our way to Cholula.
That was when you went. So you went from Lúgrív south to the Trollvane ruins, and then followed the tracks left by Amir Flosham, to the north, and that led you to Grey Talon. And then you found his body and the other two people's bodies in Grey Talon.
We'll find somewhere on the way. What are you up to here?
It seems that people could be hired from here. Maybe we could put up
Oh, right. We
a
should
bit
go
of
to
our accumulated riches and
the Fang place, and
just
that's
see if-
probably where the Tusked one is.
exactly. So figured we could. Right, we could. There seem to be other groups that aren't titled the Mistwalkers.
And what was the
in
fellow's
Lúgrív in
name?
particular?
To do...
Yeah, we have a date. Maybe they can meet us on the shores and join our forces.
What was the name of Flosham's man that sent us out?
Oh right, his ex
Valafar Chant.
Shant, Shant fellow.
If he's around, I would really like to find a way into Flosham's shop.
That would be great. We do have 2 days, it seems.
So to the, what was it called? The Fang?
The Dewdrop Fang.
Dewdrop Fang.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, you head just up the street.
You know, on the way in, there was a whole lot of business about a Colosseum thing, fighting. We could go there,
Oh yeah, we've got a couple
test
of
our
days.
own metal, maybe test some others' metal, rather than just hiring and hoping that they're good.
If it's whatever that championship was going on, then actually the
Crimson
Tusk-
Court?
Yeah, the Tusked one was
Like-
probably there. He was, I mean, his friend was a sparring partner for some sort of
If I
championship.
remember correctly, that's where they trained. Was that the Colosseum?
So we might find him there. We've got time now, so
Yeah.
go see what's going on.
Have you been to the Fang at all?
No, I've never been here.
Okay, so there's this one really asshole of an elf. Fucking pretentious. He'll ask you like what you're doing and where you're going. He's a fucking piece of shit. I would never drink with him ever in my entire life. If you see him,
You don't
should-
even drink with us.
I drink with you.
That's precious, lamb. Fang? Fuck up an elf? I don't know what we're doing right
Oh
now.
my god, if we fuck up.
Let's go to the Fang and then the Colosseum after. Right? See, we can find out what's happening at the Colosseum
Right.
at the Fang.
I mean, it seems like something's going on at the Colosseum now. What if it's over by the time we get there?
It's wherever you would like to go. I'm not
mean,
the leader of this group by any means.
Most
so need eyes
likely,
on me.
the fighters of whatever this thing is spend most of their time there. I don't think there's any concern in waiting.
It just seemed like there was a crowd forming, like something was about to happen.
I mean, we can go.
Did I get the sense that it was like impending? Like this is starting? Like we should be signing up now?
People were starting to gather, yeah. You're not sure why or what for, but a definite crowd was building.
How far are we away?
Not very far.
Can I
Again, it's not a huge city. It's like one road kind of snakes through the whole thing.
can I dart over there and see what they're like gathering for? Like
follow.
get one of the tail people and
Yeah, just the two of you.
I mean, I'm going to go.
Yeah, we'll just go.
Okay. You all dart out and rush back down to the Crimson Court.
We're like, what should we do?
Oh, can I just buy a basic short sword on my way out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did I have any extra attributes to short swords from the ones I picked up?
They do magical damage now.
Okay. I didn't know if the sword
That's all.
had a bleeding effect or anything.
Oh yeah, the serrated blade. I have rules for this written somewhere.
Isn't it on a crit?
Yeah, on a critical hit with the serrated blade, so be sure to specify if you're using that one before you make the attack roll. On a crit, the target must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. If they fail, they take 1d8 of bleed damage at the start of their turn until they take a full action to staunch the bleeding.
oof.
Succeed on what for that? I'm sorry, I was reading some-
DC 15 con save. Right, short sword. Sorry, sometimes it's easier and faster to find things in a book.
The children love the books.
We're related.
Short sword, you say?
Butterfly and
You are 10 gold pieces.
So 1 platinum.
Sure.
Dope.
Wonderful. You snag a short sword on the way out, and you all rush down the street to the Crimson Coliseum, to the Crimson Court. You see, arriving now, that quite a crowd has gathered, and as you kind of muscle your way through, you see that the crowd is surrounding this iron carriage parked about 30 feet away from the building. The driver, this carriage, by the way, hadn't pulled up when the crowd first started gathering, so you get the sense that some people kind of had insider knowledge that something was going down. The driver, an armor-clad orc, steps down and swings open the iron door. The crowd knowingly parts, leaving a pathway into the Colosseum. Stepping out of the carriage, you see a dirt-covered ashen genasi with broad shoulders, dressed in tattered linens. He's got long gray locks of hair that partially conceal a wicked smirk as the muscular genasi shuffles into the Colosseum, escorted by the aforementioned orc. As he does, the iron carriage stands on its legs and begins lumbering away of its own accord, seemingly well-trained to head to whatever stables it stays at. The crowd begins to disperse, many heading towards what you can now see is this kind of ticket counter area of the Crimson Court. You hear a number of people murmuring under their breath, "That's Soren Grimm. Oh shit, they got him again? It's Soren." Somebody else walking by is like, "May the gods denounce him this time." As everyone's kind of going about their business.
Is there the direction that orc and the genasi just went?
Mm-hmm. They walk towards a large double door that opens and allowed them entry and then closed behind
Is
them.
there anybody around it?
Yeah, there are 2 guards that opened it and closed it.
I would like to approach.
Okay.
Hey there.
Hello.
Friends and I were thinking about maybe signing up, doing some fun. Is that on the table?
Doing some fun.
Is it not fun?
We do hold fighting festivals at the Crimson Court, but today it is purely court.
Court.
Yes, Soren Grimm is to be held on trial of combat to prove his worthiness to be free.
Who's the
Do people get to watch?
Yeah, we sell tickets at the counter right over there. It's 5 silver for general admission, nosebleeds, 30 gold for a front row view, and 300 if you want box seats. But box seats are limited, as the 300 gold pieces rents them for the year.
Who's his opponent?
Oh, it's one of our house fighters. Kind of like pulls a little booklet out and is flipping through it. Xander Silvertusk.
No.
Is it usually one?
You know him. Sorry?
Is it usually 1-on-1?
Sometimes, for repeat offenders like Soren, there are handicaps put in place, different monsters added to the fray, trained monsters that won't be attacking Xander, but will be fighting alongside him, if that makes sense.
So, is the fight today?
Oh yeah, it's in about 30 minutes.
Is there a way for us to speak with Mrs. Silvertusk before the fight happens?
I'm afraid I don't have the authority to say yes or no.
It might not be good to give him that news just before anyway.
I
We
was
should
just
get
thinking
tickets.
Maybe.
What are the what's the process like? Is it to the death? Is it
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a death sentence.
great? Who can you get us to with some authority?
I mean, you could buy a ticket. If you get box seats, you might get a visit with the ringmaster
Might.
post-fight.
What if pre-fight we needed to talk to somebody? ASAP.
My hands are tied. I don't know. I don't get this question ever.
Let's just get some tickets.
Sorry.
Are there any boxes available? You said that they were at short.
Yeah, they run short because, again, the 300 gold pieces rents them out for the year. But I think there's still a couple available. They could tell you for sure at the ticket counter.
Right, let's just get a box, and we can find our way from there. I'm sure they have an usher.
You see the guard standing next to this one's eyes kind of like widen when you just casually mention getting a box.
I don't know why. Thank you for your time. We will,
Yeah, sorry, couldn't be more help. Good luck with your errands.
Thank you.
I'll flick him a gold.
When it hits him in the face.
Oh my god.
Non-lethal.
The other guy's like, oh. Non-lethal.
They kill each other.
You know how confident security guards love it when you flick coins at them?
Yeah.
When you just throw money at an officer of the law?
I mean,
There's probably a couple seconds of what the.
Yeah, he waits until he sees you guys like taking a couple steps away and he bends down and picks it up
Oh.
and pockets it.
I've just found this.
Shame.
Approaching the ticket box, standing, or rather seated on a tall stool behind the counter is a young-ish gnome. It's hard to tell with gnomes. Short brown hair, kind of slicked to the side. Hello! Welcome to the Crimson Court. Looking for tickets to today's bout?
Yes, is there a box available for the four of us?
Yes, we do have 2 boxes available still, kind of inspecting a scroll in front of him.
Are they adjacent?
The boxes?
Yes.
No, one is sort of centered, and the other is to the right compared to where the combatants enter from.
Could we all sort of cram into one?
Oh, yes, of course, they're quite spacious.
Maybe the entrance?
You decide.
I decide. The one closest to the entrance. Which one would, potentially get more interaction from our combatants? Probably the entrance tunnel.
Well, if you open the screens, or rather push the windows up, I hear you could get potential arterial spray from the one near the entrance, yes.
Oh, wonderful.
The entrance, then.
Perfect.
are these
That'll
on
be-
the ground level?
Yes, they are. So, the layout, are you unfamiliar with, is this your first time visiting
Yeah.
the Crimson Court?
It is.
I'll give you a quick rundown because I don't want you to miss anything. It's 300 gold pieces, by the way, for the box seats. So there are the general admission, which are these Colosseum seats that surround the sort of amphitheater, or Colosseum, as it were. Then there are the 30 gold pieces that get you in the front rows of those. The front row is separated from the arena by a pit. Sometimes there are spikes, sometimes they light it aflame. It depends on the show and who's fighting. But within the pit are these small vestibules, if you will, that act as the box seats. It gets you pretty much right on even footing with the arena. You'll be the closest to the action.
Right, that's 300 then, gold.
Yes. Or 30 platinum, if that is easier.
Is there any way to get, some kind of very important person access to the
Are
combatants?
you looking for some sort of understage pass?
A bit of that, yes.
I presume you have the 300 gold for the box seats.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll put down the 30 platinum.
He kind of eyes it and scoops it in. Wonderful. They ask that we get payment before we give out this information so that we know who we're dealing with. Yes, there is access to speaking with the fighters, rather the winners of the bout, if you should so choose. Also access to our array of gladiators that fight here at the arena, by choice, of course. That you can speak to before the fights, if you wish, for an extra 400 gold pieces.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I can do it.
Wonderful.
Are there anywhere around here? Is there any like betting tables anywhere I could see like who the odds are in favor of right now?
From your position currently, not like there's nothing visible that you can see like writing or anything of that nature. But you can see some groups of people. Make a perception check, actually.
15.
15? Yeah, you see some groups of people. You see some money changing hands, bets being placed. It doesn't look to be official within the court itself.
Okay, while my friends are talking, I'm gonna start edging towards those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you head that way. You drop another 400 gold. Wonderful. 4 of you. No matter. These are your seals. And he hands. There's these kind of long, rectangular, like thin rectangles that have essentially like Elven for VIP etched into them. Very, very like filigree, calligraphic writing.
Something just took over you.
Yeah, I'm having a day. Calligraphic writing on these platinum like bars almost that have these green and gold tassels that hang off of them.
200 of the gold went to that.
Elven, you said?
Yes.
Silas's eyes roll at disadvantage.
He very gently places them in front of you. These are your seals. Present them to the guards just around the backside from your box seats. Head down the hallway, and you will find the guarded doors that lead into the competitor areas. Flash these seals, and you will be given entry.
Wonderful. And that's before the fight?
Yes, before or after, during.
Wonderful.
It gives you free passage into the training grounds.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Do enjoy the show. It's sure to be thrilling this time around.
Show, I could have sworn it was a trial.
I'll make sure I grab my pass and rabbits, and I'll find them.
For sure.
Slick in their hand.
As you guys are having this conversation, finishing up, Rabbit, you slide away, and you approach this group of gamblers. Mm-hmm. You see a canid with very long neck, sleek face, black and tan, this Doberman-esque fellow, who's got a little bowler derby that's just kind of like tilted forward on the top of his head, some light leathers with a cloak over it to kind of like enough showing to say like I'm armed and can protect myself,
Strapped.
but also like I'm in the street, so it's whatever.
Dick out, it's fine.
Yeah, dick out look for sure. Red lipstick and all.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh, because he's a doggo. I was like, why is he wearing lipstick?
Dick out, sick lipstick. Dick out eyeliner. This dude is for real.
I just got to the arc with Ivan in One Piece. If you know, you know.
Nobody does.
Some people do. You approach.
Yeah, before we start this, I would like it to be known that I have no actual understanding of how sport betting works. So
Yeah, same. We're in the same boat.
Great. I'm going to
go great.
assume that odds are either in favor of a person or out of favor for a person.
Yeah, I think my understanding of it, which is probably incorrect, is that there's usually odds in favor of a person, and it's like, so if it's like 10-1, then if you bet on the 1 and they win, then you get 10 times the return. Is that correct?
I don't.
Why did you look at Taylor and Kitty like they're out here
know.
betting on the horses every day?
I don't.
We have been to the horse races.
Yeah, you've been to a track before. I don't know how shit works. We're going to say that's how it works in
I
Lúgrív.
was just drinking.
You approach.
So
I don't gamble.
How's it going there?
Hey there.
What's up?
Who's
You gonna get some action? I mean on
Fuck yeah, dude.
shit, I'm really bad at this. I'm sorry.
Ew.
Yeah, it's my first day.
All right. I thought this was gonna be a little scary.
Are you looking to put down some action on the action?
I don't know if that was better, friend. I'm just trying to figure out who's
alright.
ahead right now
Who's ahead? They haven't started yet.
in the betting.
Oh, who's favorite? The house is in favor, 10-1.
Fuck, I need you to tell me what that means.
Well, the house refers to...
The one who's coming from this arena.
Essentially,
Silver
the
Tusk.
prosecution.
Silver Tusk.
Yeah.
So Silver Tusk is a gladiator for the Crimson Court, which means that his job is to act as the judge. So when there are trials at the court, which are always trials by combat, he is one of a number of gladiators that will be entered to fight against the person who is defending themselves.
Okay.
And these usually go a number of ways, because like sometimes someone will there will be like a crime of passion, like say a man like kills his wife in a fit of rage, or vice versa, a woman kills her husband in a fit of rage, and then has to go to trial. If they're not like a fighter, if it was just like a freak accident, then they have to fight a gladiator to defend themselves or die.
Right.
But some people are very skilled fighters and just go around murdering, and then when they get caught, they come murder some more, and then they're free to go.
Great.
But the odds do get stacked against them, and the reason that the house is favored in this match is because Xander Silvertusk is not fighting alone. He is fighting not with other gladiators, but with trained beasts that have been collected and that will be fighting on his side. Will be released during the match to kind of edge it in his favor.
Great.
Champions can't stand in for defendants.
Uh,
Like if someone couldn't fight and they committed a murder, okay.
Not in Lúgrív. Yeah, there's no avatars in Lúgrív combat. It's fend for yourself.
Yeah,
All right, let's
didn't know
say
how corrupt it was.
you were betting on the fight. Where's your money going?
Yeah, I bet on the house because it's 10-1 that they're gonna win. So most likely they're gonna win. But if I did bet on, well, that's where it's interesting because this is a particularly interesting case. This guy, Soren, you know of him? You heard of him?
No, a bit. Can you fill me in?
Yeah, for sure. Soren Grimm, Ash Genasi.
All right.
Mother was a wood genasi, father was a fire genasi. Hair was a sparking affair. Yeah.
I thought it was good. I'm sorry.
Word on the streets is that he's a hired muscle. You know, you need somebody taking care of you. Hire Soren Grimm. He's
Right.
a shady character. Does not spend a lot of time in town because he is mostly a wanted man. In the off chances that he does get caught, he usually comes without a fight because he knows that he can handle himself in that ring. He knows that when he enters, he's gonna have no problem leaving. This is his 10th trial. So far, I ain't seen him touched once. That's why they stacked the odds so heavily against him this time. So,
What's happened to the last 9?
last 9? Well, they die. It's a fight to the death. Every time. So, if you want to go on his past record, then you could bet on Soren Grimm and you stand to make 10 times what you put in. I don't know, you decatuple your earnings. I don't know what the word is for 10 times. There's probably a word for it. I don't know it. What do you say?
At about this time, Aurora approaches and you feel her slip something into your hand. Make a sleight of hand check. You're trying to be stealthy about it.
What?
What? About.
Let's try you again.
Ah. What's that?
You just throw it in my back and run?
6.
She just walks up and hands it to you. Guy looks down.
Hi.
Pretty cool shit. So how much you want to put down?
And like straightens his hat up a little bit.
Anybody ever bet on something unexpected?
All the time. People like betting on underdogs because they make a lot more money if they win.
I mean, somebody
Two
who
dogs.
wasn't an underdog.
Fucking funny to you over there?
Sorry,
Ignore him.
I have great hearing.
You're talking to me right now.
I would sniff that one out.
I mean somebody who's not an option.
No, why would they do that? You're guaranteed
Because
to
they
lose.
could become an option.
Interfering in a trial, you know that's that sentence, right?
Oh,
That's a death sentence. All right.
Unless
I'll
you
put my
defend
money on the
yourself.
house.
I mean, it means you're gonna have your own trial. Unless, you hop into the ring and you fucking get killed in the first place, then problem solved.
I'll throw 10 platinum on the house.
All right. Safe bet. Appreciate that. Anything else I can do for you?
Nope.
I'm gonna sort of scurry to that little like box and then try to find that side entrance to get to the champions.
Okay, you do this alone. Aurora runs away.
100%.
I chase, and I'm faster.
Okay, yes, you are. You quickly catch up.
The same.
Yeah.
All right, you all head in, rush past your box, and to the doors where there's another set of guards. You flash your seals, and they, without a word, open the doors to you. Stepping in, you find yourselves in a small corridor that leads through. There are a number of large cages on your right as you enter, which you know to be the direction of where the court itself is. You see a number of creatures. You see a number of creatures in there.
Yowza.
You see in a couple of the cages these strange kind of dark blurs that it's hard to make out what exactly they even are.
While we're walking through here, I want to, I don't know what you're planning on doing, but just realize that right before he's going to fight, if you tell him his friend is dead, it could put him in a bad headspace.
Oh no, I'm not telling him his friend is dead.
Hey there,
He could probably ask about it.
real quick. This guy a friend of yours?
He hired us to find someone who we found in that same place we found Flasha.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters to any of y'all, but the last 9 people that this guy fought, or however the odds were stacked, died in this situation.
Yeah, that was actually what I was gonna go ask about.
If
If he felt
someone
like he
else-
needed backup, or if it was possible to get us on his side to get into the arena.
Didn't you just bet against?
No, she just bet it.
I bet on him.
Okay, it's just you just came in here with the last 9 people, right?
No, listen. If we interfere without permission, we have to do the fun trial. But I'm thinking if we can maybe set up a situation in which this guy can't fight, then we could suggest ourselves as backups, substitutes.
Or we could just see if we could convince him to back out. But I mean, also this is his job, so
Yeah, it's-
I'm not sure why we're so keen to interfere.
Because the
I'm
last
just
9
worried.
died.
Right. It's. I mean, it's kind of his. It's his.
His duty.
Yeah, it's his work. Like, it's not like someone's telling him to do this against his will. It's also kind of the way that this is governed here. Do we want to shake? We want to rock that proverbial boat that hard.
I just want to know that he's prepared.
Right. No, he should be prepared. I'm more or less worried about us interfering with him fighting, because this is kind of a system beyond our reach. As you'd mentioned, if we interfere, we are on trial ourselves
Unless we get permission
to interfere.
to interfere. Listen,
Just
here's
To
Very
go up
cautious.
against someone who's murdered the last 9 times that he's come through here.
As you're having this conversation, a large figure comes around a corner from this, kind of like leaning under this small doorway, stepping out this massive ogre with a maul hanging at his side that looks to have dried bits of something still caking it, and kind of like lumbers over and stomps, just like goof, goof, shaking the ground past you, stands in front of a large gate and cracks his neck. And you see, kind of wrapping around the various cages into the main training area in the back, you see Xander Silvertusk with his comb over, pasted down to the side of his head, with a large club, and he's kind of like spinning it around and just destroying these practice dummies that are set up made of wood and sacks of cloth and things. He'll like swing and break one, wait a second while a couple of people like grab the pieces and scoop it away, and then set another one on the stand, swings again and destroys another. There's just kind of a constant loop of that as he's warming up.
He seems well catered to here.
Yes, I know
It's
that
kind of his element, it looks like.
he's a lovable guy. But maybe it would be best for us to just see how the match goes and ask whoever wins to help us hire them.
But we could be hiring a criminal
Yes.
who's done what sounds like very horrendous things.
Well, that's what we'd like them to do for us.
Most likely he tried to do it to us.
Perhaps.
I just feel
Probably
like
try to do it to us if we took the place of Silvertusk. I mean, are we avoiding a fight or are we getting into one? I don't care what the plan is. I'm just trying to gear myself up
I'm just
for
suggesting-
an ogre or...
We need to train up for the fairy fight anyway.
Right.
And most likely we have some better field training.
How about we watch this fight because it's a trial that this city seems... And then we can volunteer ourselves as gladiators for the next one.
I don't know how the gladiatorial system works here, but I'm not sure if they'll let you just volunteer.
Well, money seems to move you around pretty quickly around
I
here.
suppose.
Just saying, if our goal is to fight to train, we can find ways to do that without interrupting a judicial system. Right? Like, am I crazy?
No, I mean, perhaps we can just wish Xander luck. Maybe I could give him one of these healing potions I just got, and we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
I just don't think there's a way for us to get in there without getting ourselves in trouble that could delay us from our end goal.
I mean, how far do these passes get us? Right? Can we kind of scout out his opponent first and then talk to him? Give him a little bit of insider information?
As you're talking, a loud bell sounds. Everyone in the area kind of stands at attention. You see those that were kind of collecting the pieces and replacing the dummies that Xander was hitting begin scurrying about. Some of them rushing past you up to the sides of those cages that you walked past when you entered. And Xander kind of cracks his neck and turns around. Let's see if he notices you. He doesn't.
He hasn't been very capable.
He seems in the zone, very focused, turns around and steps up next to the ogre, and you get the sense that the fight is about to begin.
Xander?
Whoa, hey, you scared me.
Yes.
I'm about to go to work. You're the picture lady.
Yes.
How's it go? Did you ever find, oh fuck,
What was his name?
That's
This is me, not him.
It was the one they were like the town crier. They kept shouting,
yeah, I've got
Grimlock? No, that was a different guy.
Different time
Got it right.
altogether.
Brimstone?
What accent
yeah,
are you using right now?
did you ever find Baldric Brimstone?
Still searching.
No.
Are you allowed to take this? I'm gonna try to hand him a healing potion.
Sure.
I gave him a British accent. He didn't have a British accent.
Great.
Thanks. That's nice.
We wanted to wish you luck and, do your thing, and can we talk after?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Good luck out there. I've heard this is a prickly customer.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash him.
Yeah.
I bet on you, so don't lose my money.
I'll do my best, lady.
He turns around and goes and steps up to the gateway. Do you all return to the box?
Yeah.
How does when he steps through the gateway, does this area just get empty? Is it are there other gladiators about, or is
You can stay around and see.
I'm gonna head to the box.
Yeah, let's go to the box.
You all head to your box, and you've got a great view. You're kind of right next to that large gate. Looking on either side of you, there are spike pits between the arena, which is this circular kind of white sand arena that has two actually wooden planks that are lowered from these pulley systems that are being operated by a number of human and gnomish people who work for the Crimson Court, lowering down these wooden planks in front of the gates that lead to the arena itself. You get the sense those are probably lifted once the battle begins. There are also a number of smaller ones left out by these smaller, not even quite gates, almost like like doggy door situations that appear to line up with where the cages were that you saw.
Are there like servers? Is that it? Is that something? I don't know. What is that?
Yes,
there
are actually there are a couple of attendants inside. So inside of your box, it is a very nice little space, maybe 30 feet by 30 feet. Not super crazy, but it has this kind of slight curve to it. There are exquisite, very comfortable seats that are set up along this front window portion, just like a glass curved window that does appear in sections that you could open up if you wanted. There are attendants there. There's a table set up on the right side when you enter that already has a number of charcuterie, various cured meats and cheeses and grapes and dates and things of that nature on the side already set up. And there are two attendants, each standing silently with a straight face, holding goblets or pitchers to fill goblets with wine.
I'm gonna make a little plate.
I think we can fill our own goblets if you want to wait outside.
They both bow to you and set the goblets down on the food and exit your box.
I'm gonna kind of look as the tension builds in the stadium. I'm going to look at all of my compatriots in a certain way. The end.
Do you want to be more
What is
specific?
a certain way?
Maybe that's the ambiguity then. Just kind of like the tension rising a little bit, just kind of looks at all of you, like sending those two out of the room.
Absolutely.
I open the windows.
Okay. As the bell tolls,
All right, yeah.
as the loud bell tolls yet again, you see this kind of main tower portion where stepping out beneath this massive bell tower onto a small stage, you see a handsome half-orc noble wearing very fine silk clothes steps out and places a finger up to his throat, and as he speaks, it reverberates and fills the entire arena. As he calls out, "The trial for the murder of Bastion Shear, a local cobbler, shall now be conducted. Enter the defendant." And as he says so, a number of boos and a mixture of boos and cheers just fill the space. And you, looking up now, you can see that the arena is packed.
I'm like eating cheese and booing.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that announcer guy was gonna have just like an awful voice.
And now,
Defendant!
defend yourself. Changing it canonically. The trial for the murder of Bastion Shear, a local cobbler, shall now be conducted. Enter the defendant, Sorengrim. And as the gates rise, and stepping out across the wooden plank, still with that smirk on his face, you see the very muscular Genasi, who just kind of like puts his hands up in the air, and very, very like weirdly pro wrestling vibes, even though this is like a legitimate trial and his life is on the line. He is eating up the attention and seems to revel in being the villain of the Crimson
Somebody
Court.
wasn't hugged enough.
That's why he's putting his arms up. It's like a subconscious
Yeah,
thing.
single tear. Anyone?
Come on, anyone.
I fucking dare you!
It's not your fault.
Oh no.
Soren stands alone in a large white sand arena at the center of the Crimson Court. You can hear spectators murmuring amongst each other all around you. You can't really make out exactly what it is that they're saying. You can probably hear a couple that are kind of behind your booth, just kind of like the voices echoing through. Actually, everybody make a perception check.
Okay.
Is our booth in any way connected to the one next to us?
No, it is not.
Okay.
There's space. There's like the 30-foot box that you're in, and then there's about 30 feet of space, and then there's another one, and so on. They're kind of placed around.
25.
Nice.
23.
Nice.
18.
Nice.
Wow.
It's not my night.
Aurora is very stressed
Eight.
because she was worried about her friend.
Vibe checks are real.
My
The rest
vibe
of
check
you-
was very accurate.
The rest of you overhear a conversation between a couple of people. One of them, it sounds like it's their first time at the Crimson Court, and the other is telling him rumors because he's like, "Why do they call it the Crimson Court if it's white sand?" And the other one's like,
Those are the bones of the ones who failed in the arena. They crush them up and grind them out and put them on the floor for them to fight. Don't worry, it'll turn red once they start fighting.
That'll take billions of bones.
So
That's
many bones.
unrealistic, is what I'm saying. It's just not. That's not possible. There's not enough bones.
I'm feeling like the third goblet already.
the voice calls out yet again, "Begin!" The other gate opens as the one behind Soren, rather the gangplank, so to speak, is lifted up, leaving just the spike pit behind. The gates open, and lurching out comes a massive armored ogre wielding a wicked-looking maul at his side that you had seen prior. At his side, you see Xander Silvertusk, an imposing figure of his own, but looks very small comparatively, standing next to this huge ogre. The two of them step out and kind of stand there for a moment. They're also like pumping up the crowd because it's their job.
That tracks.
A pair of guards hand Soren a pair of weathered iron daggers. He kind of like spins around in his hands with a smirk, and they unlock his cuffs and quickly back away after they do. Soren rushes forward, and combat immediately takes place. He rushes forward and goads an attack from the giant ogre, which swings his maul down, and as soon as it collides with the sand, Soren jumps backwards and quickly turns on his heel and runs up the maul, up the ogre's side, or rather up his arm, and digs one of the daggers into his neck and rips it out the front, opening up a cavity, and you swear you can see a bit of tongue come out of the throat as well. The ogre reaches up and tries staunching the bleeding, but is very quickly drowning in his own blood and falls down in one hit.
Companions, am I right?
The other dagger you see as Soren grips it and kind of flips it around begins to glow with this kind of silvery radiance as he leaps off of the ogre, doing a very graceful backflip and landing on his feet. He kind of smirks, and just as he's about to rush forward at Xander Silvertusk, the doggy doors open, two of them on either side, and out come rushing those strange blurred figures that you saw, like these weird, almost like black clouds on the battlefield, which you quickly make out as Soren tosses a dagger at one. It makes purchase, and you see as the vibrating kind of stops, and it consolidates into a single figure of a displacer beast. I don't know why that's been such a theme lately.
Very fun.
But the dagger sticks into its throat, and there's this bright burst of silver light before it falls down to the ground, unmoving. At which point, Soren holds out his hand and like holds it up to the crowd yet again. The other displacer beast quickly approaching is like trying to get a cheer, and everybody's just like, "Boo! Fuck you!"
Dislike.
And as it approaches, he flicks his wrist to the side, and there's another kind of glint of light as apparating from seemingly nothing into his hand is this long silver glaive, which he just swipes across the neck of that displacer beast as well, which then like slides through the sand with the momentum that it had coming towards him, and he just like very effortlessly does like a little hop and run across its body as it just slides under him, and he lands back on the sand, swinging the glaive around, and he turns and he points it at Xander. Xander begins swinging his club around, and you see there was this air of not only confidence but gravitas, this like showmanship, and that seems to have faded from Xander. He goes into full focus and rushes forward. He swings at Soren, who almost deflects the club, actually raises up to parry it, but you see he's actually knocked back and kind of like slides through the sand a bit as it hits, and the two are trading blows and dodging each other. It seems to last hours, but in reality is probably over in a number of seconds. There's one more quick flash, a bright flash of silver light. Xander falls to his knees, looking up as Soren puts a hand on the shoulder, looks out at the crowd and raises up the dagger. Everyone's still booing, this cacophony of hatred and just slurs and spews of just horrible noise as he spins the just basic iron dagger around his hand and sticks it into Xander's throat. Pulling it free, Xander falls lifeless to the ground. And Soren puts up his hands and does like a curtsy bow to the audience, who is still just this cacophony of just horrendous noise. The crowd suddenly falls silent, and at this kind of moment before Xander hits the ground and then erupts, and it's like a mixture of cheers and boos. People don't know how to feel about this anymore. Just discussing, like yelling, like 10 times, or like, holy shit, fuck that guy, just like all of this coming out. And eventually, Alistair Drought once again addresses the crowd through the use of his thaumaturgy.
It would appear that Zephyrn's light shines upon you yet again, Soren Grim. You are free to go. You may collect your belongings at the gate.
He stands and kind of like, almost with a scoff, all but audibly, this noble turns and retreats into his box as the guards step forward, once again lowering the plank, and Soren Grim is escorted to freedom outside of the Crimson Court. A number of guards also collectively retrieve the body of the slain ogre and Xander and the displacer beasts as the crowd begins to disperse. What would all of you like to do?
Well, you wanted to hire the winner.
What do you think?
I didn't mind either way.
I pulled the window closed.
You do so.
I mean, for the record, I did not want to hire a murderer. I just wanted to talk to all of the gladiators.
That's fine. We can make our way back down there and talk to the others.
And if it's still our goal to put ourselves in the way of a gladiator for the next trial, we can still do that. Still have a number of days before your weapon is silvered.
Sure. I've lost nothing here.
Technically, you
But
lost
lamb.
gold, but...
Platinum.
I lost like 100 gold.
Oh, you put 10 platinum down?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Rabbit doesn't know what money is.
That's true.
There's just an amount of it in her bag, and more of it seems to make people more impressed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
However, do you think the person that's the most hurt maybe gets to make the end decision on who you hire?
Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
what were we to do? I mean, I that's a horrible thing that happened, but this is how this city runs. We are mere visitors. Change the city, what, not 2 10-day before we go fight?
Just sub in once. Probably would have been.
I don't know what that is. You don't know what that means. Could we walk up to someone and say, "Oh, excuse me, we'd like to exchange"? Instead of 2 non-sentient beings, we'd like 4 somewhat trained adventurers.
I feel like we would all be dead.
That seemed a bit quick for 300 gold for a box, but it's fine.
Hey, you get the box for the year.
And we get all this cheese.
Oh, it's a membership. That's nice. Mm-hmm. You ate most of the cheese, which I'm not mad at.
I like cheese.
It's high quality.
Do what?
High quality. Imported from Children in Winfeld.
Wow.
That's
Some
that's
high
some
quality.
rules.
That's some high quality sewer cheese right there.
They still do
For
it
the-
in the sewer.
This in the
Makes the
sewers
taste
with
different, you know?
Really?
Good retention of moisture.
It says here from the port of
That's cool.
Clearwater.
Exactly. The moisture you are retaining, sir.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, you do. What the fuck?
That's poo air. That's boo boo air.
Who's gonna know? Smells like stinky cheese.
Well, that's true.
So anyway, what are you guys doing?
We're having a debate about cheese.
Well, I guess we could make
I
our way
invite one of
down
the people back
and
in.
speak with the other gladiators, see if we can hire them or if they're sort of tied to their work here. And if they're not available, then we can just go to the Fang, Dewdrop Fang. I knew it. To the Dewdrop Fang and see who we can find there.
Right. This is all hearsay anyway. Who knows if anyone would even want to. Anytime you mention that island, people seem to get a bit stiff.
I bet that one wouldn't, though.
The one that left. Mm-hmm. Probably not, but he's also been tried for murder 10 times.
Yes.
So there's that. Not to mention the legal murders that he's taken part in.
At least 20
Did that?
at least 21 confirmed murders. If
The
you
magic
just count
that
humanoids.
he was doing, did that look familiar
The what?
anyway? The magic that he was doing?
Make a religion check.
I thought you were gonna be rolling.
11.
I was gonna mess with some shit.
No, it didn't. It seemed very strange. It was very fluid. There didn't appear to be any type of like incantations being uttered. It was all very quick and measured.
Interesting.
What'd you say he was wearing?
Just tattered linen clothes. Your basic like Skyrim prisoner garb.
Yeah.
Ah, he's awake.
Finally.
So what's the next move?
Well, I guess we go interview some gladiators.
We could, yeah. Does it seem like there's any more trial? Is that just the trial of the day, or is there more? That was just kind of the big show.
That was the big show. So it is getting later in the evening. From your travels, you arrived kind of mid-afternoon, did your business around town, and are quickly approaching sunset. That there were lesser trials that kind of led up to this one, but that was the main event.
I guess we could use passes and see who we can talk to.
Yes. So we just go back down to the same area? All the gladiators are just chilling down there?
You can head back to the training grounds. It's where they'd be most likely to be.
Okay.
They're free to like roam about town if they wish, but
Yeah.
some of them are training probably.
Okay.
All right. So, as you all use your seals to gain entry to the training grounds once again, in the kind of behind-the-scenes portion of the Crimson Court, that's where we're going to go ahead and end this episode of Arcanarama. But before we go, we have one more giveaway to announce.
Oh yeah.
I told you guys how to enter that, right? I think I did.
Yeah, it was
Frosty.
Frosty.
Yeah.
I did. 5 people entered, so we know.
Oh shit! That's 5 people.
Oh, shit. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, like 5 or 6 kids.
Before we go, and before we
Let's
announce,
not be goofy.
before we go and before we announce the winner, just a quick reminder that tomorrow we will be right back here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with our Convo-Rama, which is the show that is now once a month. So be sure to tune in and ask any questions that you have about the last several episodes.
Yeah.
We can talk about this show. We can talk about Overdark. Speaking of, weather permitting, Overdark episode 3 still? Are we still trying to get to 3?
No.
4?
4.
Episode 4.
I don't think that the bat storms are supposed to start until like late Monday night and into Tuesday.
Okay,
so we
cool.
should be good.
We'll probably be good, hopefully.
Last Monday there were tornado sirens going on at like 9:10. We would have been like right in the middle of the stream and have to go cram into a bathroom somewhere.
Good times.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will be back with Overdark episode 4 on Monday. We can talk about the Overdark episodes as well. If you have any questions about those, or
Dream Daddies.
yeah, Dream Daddy, Elden Ring, anything, anything that you want to ask us about or know about, ask us anything. We will answer your questions. We will give priority to the questions that we get in our Convo-Rama Discord
And our secret page submissions.
and our secret page submissions.
Which we have a lot of those.
Yeah,
Do we
so-
really?
We do. So hop over to arcanaramashow.com to enter, or rather, and search around to see if you can find how to gain that secret entry. I think that's all of the announcements.
Methinks.
So without further ado, the winner of the More Fun Comics and Games Mystery Mini Giveaway Part D
Map shot.
is
No.
Lightning Wolf 777. Congratulations, Lightning Wolf. We will get those to you at the end of the month, which is quickly approaching. Where are we? Nope.
It's
It's the
April 9th.
beginning. It is April 9th.
I saw cops pulling people over. It's got to be the middle of the month.
We are still firm in the air.
Hell yeah. So we will have those sent out at the end of the month. Congratulations on your win. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for our Convo-Rama, because there is also going to be a commission giveaway from a longtime viewer of the show, A Dark Phoenix Born. You've probably seen them in chat.
They're in chat right now.
They're
Hell yeah.
right now.
And I'm going to, they sent me some lovely photos today that I will post tomorrow on social media and in the Discord, so you'll get a sense of what it is that you will be winning. And they've just requested no, not safe for work. They're not going to do titties or dicks because they don't want to. Also, 1 character is the limit.
Uno.
It's 1 letter from the alphabet. or a number.
But yeah, other than that, I believe anything is fair game. So,
It's gonna be a doozy too.
Congrats, Lightning.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I think like 3 to 4 episodes
Yeah.
of Arcanarama and like
Yeah.
all 3 episodes of Overdark.
We've been busy.
I'm already
Every
tired. just
episode of
thinking
Jujutsu
about it.
Kaisen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a Jujutsu Kaisen break because I have some fan theories. Hopefully, if you're caught up with the anime, you should be. Fuck you. Hopefully, you have also watched the movie Zero.
Vibe check.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, is it so loud?
Oh yeah, it's at Alamo.
We should go.
There's 2 screens doing it at Alamo right now.
Hashtag go watch Jujutsu Kaisen Zero. It's still in theaters.
Yeah, don't
Do it.
Don't be afraid of spoilers. Still come watch,
Still
even
come
if you
watch.
aren't caught up.
But I'm gonna talk about my favorite people, and that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much
Who
for
could they
tuning in.
be?
We will catch you tomorrow, or Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday,
Singing.
or maybe even Saturday. We stream pretty much every day. So
Almost
we'll
every
catch you
day.
in the next one. But until then, stay
Stay
safe out there,
adventurers.
I'm never. There's like a timing. There's like a.